we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Raise up a white flag. Didn't come this far just to turn back. The curtains fall for the last act. Breaking that levee, breaking that levee. We don't back down. This is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait to see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down. This is what we're made of. Standing our ground. Here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait to see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary.
It's explosive. You can't control this, no. I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on the battlefield, a survivor, never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shade. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. With every beat on my heart, I'll be the light in the dark. You can't control this, I'm explosive.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race On Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Our family started RVing a few years ago, and when I think about all those campfires and fishing trips and sporting events, these are memories that are going to last a lifetime. I want to help others do the same thing. Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, General Manager at the all-new Click It RV in Milton Freewater. People in this community are very familiar with this location and the great service they've always received. So the biggest question we get is, where is Keith? The great news is, Keith is still here.
I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of things come and go. Through all the changes that we have seen, one thing that has not changed for us is the quality of our service.
Buying an RV is a big purchase, but it should be a fun and happy experience. So whether it be in sales or service or parts, our mission is simple: be the best. From our team here at Click It RV in Milton Freewater, we invite you to come down and experience the difference.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
LSRTV, iRacing, and the Community Radio Network welcome you to the culmination of the 3-night finale. That is the inaugural Road to the 500, presented by Lonestar Racing and LSR Gaming X. We're at the virtual World Center of Racing. The NexGen Cup cars ready to go. 375 miles, 150 laps. We're not thinking about the Super Bowl. We're thinking about this big race. And in less than 7 days, the 66th running of the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Good evening. We are simulcast on LSRTV and CRN. I am Wesley Outland. Charles Wooten is alongside. He's also on production and director for the radio, audio, and TV feed. Charles, we've had a fun 48 hours. Now it all culminates as you see the checkered flag waving over the field for the big event that's coming up here next with these Cup cars to close out our Road to the 500 coverage.
Yeah, just one more race, and we don't want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it. The car count a little less than we've had in the others, but a lot going on. But this should also lead to what I think should be a little bit cleaner racing. We may have fewer cautions, and we'll have all of these cars, hopefully, when those last 20 laps come to fruition, and we get to really duke it out for the win.
Let's take a look at what will be the analysis for tonight's event. Obviously, as the Hunt the Front TV race information, drivers will be given one fast repair. That's a 100% fuel load. And then, of course, unlimited tires if need be. In this event, there'll be 2 attempts at a green-white checker. And if you've been following us in the Road to the 500 all week long since Friday leading up to now, this Cup finale, one of the things, Charles, that's also been enforced is that 2-lap green flag rule before you can go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide, like you said earlier in the weekend. That has been strictly enforced. The incident points limits have been enforced from last night after Saturday. And, of course, as I aforementioned, 375 miles, 150 laps here around Daytona tonight, Charles.
Yeah, it's going to be 25 more, obviously, than the night previous. It's just kind of by 25 every night. Good news is we're starting a little bit early. We're starting an hour earlier than the previous nights, so we should get done roughly probably about the same time.
Yes.
With the fewer car counts, we may get done a little sooner because of the the lack of cautions. Hopefully, that will be coming tonight.
We'll see what happens. Let's take real quickly at the Kaufman creative weather conditions. Kind of shades of last night, but a little bit warmer by 3 degrees, 67 degrees on the air temp. The track temp sim is exactly the same, partly cloudy skies as qualifying. You hear the roar of the cars. They're getting ready to get to it. We're needing to step away there real quickly. We're at the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of network identification on the Community Radio Network as we strap in for the road to the 500 from Daytona next.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
We're back at Daytona, qualifying underway here. These drivers have less than 7 minutes remaining to try to put down the best lap, if you will, Charles Wooten, to lock themselves in for that opportunity to start up front in these cars. And right now, these next-gen cars, and Ken Couch is leading the way in the 08.
Yeah, honestly, if it was me tonight, I wouldn't qualify. I would stay towards the back. You don't have a whole lot to do. As long as you have teammates. If you ain't got any teammates, I would definitely say qualify, but I would just not qualify or, qualify towards the back just because you don't have as many cars to pass. But so far, nobody's taken that advice. I think everybody's qualifying tonight.
Right now, watching him work the back straightaway to Brandon Masajewski on the back stretch now, the 93 machine. All these drivers are, of course, riding to see what the right coat 93 will do as he climbs the banking to the back stretch here at Daytona. And Charles, Connor Leach, where is Connor at? Our friend of the North in Canada. Did he have too many Pat Blue Ribbon last night? He's not here yet. He's trying to defend the hat trick. Where's Leach?
Yeah, no, he really hyped it up to do the hat trick, and then he just did not show up tonight. So, there's 4 people that it will not be relinquishing $25 tonight unless he makes a miraculous join at the last minute. He's got 5.5 minutes to join, but it doesn't look like he's gonna be here.
Nowhere in sight right now. And Zach Millett is the fast man. Brandon Masajewski on the track. You're watching him in qualifying. The number 93 Ford, 51.377. He has got to pick it up, Charles. He is 2 seconds off everyone else who's in the 49-second bracket. He has got to be quicker here.
Yeah, I'm guessing this second lap will be a little bit faster. We'll see. We'll stay with him till he completes it. But yeah, right now, if that stands, you're right. He is way off the pace. But their second lap has been a little bit faster, even when I was watching in practice. We'll find out here momentarily as he's at the restart zone, and to the line, it's going to be a 49.210.
49.210, and he was in the 49 bracket. Everyone else is, he was in the 51-second bracket a moment ago, but he's still right there in the top 10 now. Zach Millett. Robert Burnwald, by the way, runner-up last night in the race, Charles, you were saying.
Yeah, it's amazing, you're running such close times. Like, even last night we saw it. They were .081 off of each other from the top 17. So, these guys, they're competitive. It is a fixed setup, so they really can't tweak a whole lot. They can adjust a few things here and there, but like steering ratios, stuff like that. For the most part, they can't do a lot, and they are very close together, which has produced some really good racing throughout the weekend.
It certainly has. It's Chris Klein on track right now. By the way, those that are tuned in on the radio feed, first iRacing radio broadcast call of the year for 2024. And honestly, this is a good lid lifter for us, Charles, to prepare for the Northwest Racing Series, as that'll be firing up here by the end of February, beginning of March for the new year on LSRTV and CRN.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to the Northwest. We do every year, but yeah, we're waiting on that schedule. So we know Jeff Stabnow, Sean Brightsman, they're working hard to get it out to us. And right now it's just a bit of a waiting game to see when they do finally get it out.
Here comes the race team in that 31st JTF bunch. This is, of course, the driver, Christian Tinkler, from Bonifay, Florida, now a U.S. Navy veteran. Ready to close out also will be Ryan Gillette, the Bandit, his final run with the series of the road, the LSR Gaming All-Star Racing Program. As Ryan Gillette is getting ready to come onto the racetrack right now. There's a number 14 on the speedway. As Ryan Gillette, the Bandit, St. Helens, Oregon, in that machine. And of course, the 27-year-old will be moving full-time into a racing real career this upcoming year. And we see him now working the way off the corner, qualifying down Charles to the last 2 minutes here. Ryan Gillette, Zach Millett, Robert Vermwald, Derek Welch, Chris Klein, Patrick Kopp right now, your top five. And Ryan Gillette just moved into the number 13 spot here in qualifying, as qualifying is down to the final 2 minutes remaining here to lock in these NexGen Cup cars here at Daytona.
All right, I'm back with you, Wesley. Had to jump up there and talk to Justin real quick. He jumped down. Once qualifying over, I'll tell you what he was telling me. So we'll get all that for you. But some interesting stuff is going to be happening here at the end of qualifying.
Oh, cool. We'll have to keep an eye on that. As right now we continue to see all of this unfold. It is qualifying to set the stage for the LSR Game NexGen Cup Series Road to the Pro. The road to the 500. It culminates tonight. And drivers with A license all the way to R are running in this race. Honestly, a lot of if you will, different knowledge for the iRacing world on this track right now with under 40 seconds to go, Charles.
Yeah, and you get a lot of these guys, not looking at these don't look like that, but sometimes you'll get a lot of these rookies. They only run league and stuff, races and stuff like that, and hosted where they're unofficial, and that's why you see the rookie by their name, or the red stripes.
Sure.
So, they may have 6,000 races under their belt and have never done an official race. So, while it can be a little misleading, sometimes they really are rookies, sometimes they're not. So it makes it real interesting when they come to race time.
All right. Qualifying is done. We do know this much. Connor Leach is not here. So there is going to be a new winner, and so much for the hat trick. Unless he pops in before the lineup is set. We're ready to go now in the road to the 500 NexGen Cup Series finale. Here's your starting lineup at Daytona. Zach Millett on the pole, fast time at the 3:15. And Robert Vermwald, who got a nice podium finish last night in the Xfinity cars. He'll go on the front row. Derek Welch in the 1 and Chris Klein in the 51, row 2. Row 3, Patrick Kopp in the 13 and Byron Torchia in the 81. Robert Smith will fire off in the 98 machine. Christian Tinkler ready to round it out. Hey, top 10 will find Ken Couch and Jacob Pillow. No sleep for the weary, Charles, at Daytona. We're going to keep that pillow on that bed till this race is over tonight.
Yes, definitely should. You got Matthew Berkowitz in the row 6 alongside Tom Barish. Row 7 is going to be Brandon. We'll get it right. Makajewski. There we go. We'll get right into Ryan Gillett. We'll be seeing him here shortly. Keaton Burnett and Braden Reedon? I can't read my own writing here. In the 8th row, row 9, going to be Justin Johnson, of course, and Mike Fahey, who teammates side by side. Row 10 is going to be Darren Jones and Kenneth Blackburn. And not many more left there. Just 2 rows. Going to be in row 11, Dustin Rogerson. We talked to him yesterday. And Shane Miller. And rounding out the field, well, that's it. Nobody. Just those a few drivers, 22 to be exact, if Shane Miller does start.
22 drivers. 22 drivers that have showed up, ready to go for, again, 150 laps, 375 miles. This should be an interesting one for sure. We welcome you to coverage on LSRTV and CRN. The field is rolling off pit road. Any day now, guys. Ryan Gillett better get rolling. The Bandit kind of stalled there for a minute and was kind of playing bumper cars with people on pit road. That might cause damage on these cars. And Charles, that's not a good idea to do that in the start of the race.
Yeah, little bumper car. They'll get it all sorted out. But we're watching. We're fixing to see Ryan's going to actually be moving to the front of this race. We're actually extending the pace laps here for an extra lap.
And obviously, the reason why, as I mentioned in qualifying, is this is the final send-off for Ryan Gillett. Ryan Gillett will be moving, obviously. The Bandit stepping away from LSR Gaming X. 31st JTF, a U.S. Navy veteran from St. Helens, Oregon, 27 years old. Multiple championships in the karting world in the Northwest. 2023 River City Speedway Pure Stock pointsman in 3rd in the season. And of course, as I mentioned, Gillett will be moving into a sportsman car, racing full-time in real life in 2024. And of course, your local track up in the Northwest, and that is River City Speedway. And this is the final race, if you will. Charles, before he hangs it up, and there is our salute and tribute for those that are listening in radio, the number 14 silver, blue, and black Chevrolet adorning the logos for 31st JTF, his race team, and the Bandit with the famed, if you will, the famed Firebird Trans Am from the movie Smokey and the Bandit. And that is not, as somebody called, a flaming chicken on a friggin' auto auction show last week that I thought was an idiot. It is the Firebird Trans Am logo for the famed Pontiac Trans Am from the movie Smokey and the Bandit. And obviously, Charles, this is our way to say thank you to the Bandit for the LSR Gaming X and, of course, the Lonestar Racing. And here comes the other drivers of the team 31st JTF. Here they come. Matthew Berkovitz, Gemini Hoffey, they're all getting there. Christian Tinkler and others. And these drivers are now getting into formation to pay their respects and, of course, follow along to say so long to their friend and comrade here. That's Matthew Berkovitz, Christian Tinkler, and Ryan Gillett. 3 wide down the backstretch there, Charles.
Yeah, just an awesome sight to see. And, yeah, obviously, maybe one day he'll make a return back, but not going to be soon, as you can see him 3 wide. Actually beating the pace car. That's always fun. Now the pace car says, "Nah, you're gonna let me by," but they're not having any of it. He's gonna lead this one, not the pace car. I love to see it.
So the homage and the respect for Ryan Gillett. You know what, Charles? If we could jump into the Discord real quick. Being able to grab him for an interview, I know he told me if we could get him, that would be a really good send-off for what he's done in, obviously, his career. And maybe I can bring him into the booth real quick if we can grab him. He's available. There we go. Here we go. Ryan Gillette, it's the broadcast booth on LSRTV and the radio on CRN. What's the emotions right now, being able to go 3 wide and send do a final send-off, if you will, for your final run with Lonestar Racing?
It's emotional. It's really emotional. I mean, we started. I run this team with good intentions, and it's just to have my 2 boys next to me. It's really emotional. There's a little bit of waterworks right now. I'm really gonna miss these guys, but I do have an announcement. The 31st JTF will be back for the Toys for Tots race in full force come later this year, and the number 14 will return.
Well, the number 14, and of course the Toys for Tot event is the big event, raising money in December, right around the holiday season. So obviously, you got a long road to go, 10 months or so, but we'll definitely look forward to seeing the Bandit return. But I gotta ask you, what would it mean as you get back into your formation for your starting lineup? What would it mean to send off in this last race of the road to the 500 and win in the NexGen Cup car here at Daytona?
You would hear the biggest crybaby in the interview, and you would see the biggest 3-car burnout you've ever seen. Even if one of my other boys brings it home, you are going to see the biggest 3-car burnout you've ever seen.
Charles, you got anything?
I'm hoping you win now. I want to see this 3-car burnout.
Well, I tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'm going to tell my boys, whether we win or lose, we're going to do that 3-car burnout for you.
There you go. That's what I want to see.
What happens. Good luck, buddy. Get ready to go. There's the thumb. In Gillette, and Charles is getting ready, as well as everyone else, to get set to roll. 375 miles will make up 150 laps on the 2.5-mile tri-oval that is the Daytona International Speedway. 18 degrees on the front straightaway in the tri-oval. They will reach the 3,000-foot backstretch at 9 degrees. 31 degrees in the corners. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time to come to green. The road to the 500 culminates with the Cup car at Daytona, and you are green. They're going to turn 1, and it's time to feel the roar at the Virtual World Center of Racing. Green flag in the air, and that virtual thundering herd is now coming up to speed, Charles Wooten. They're about a half a lap away from working into turn number 3, and then they can get into the 3-wide formation. But the question is, though, do you really want to do that here on lap 2?
No, I right now, with the lower car count, I'm staying double file, single file if I absolutely have to. I'm not going to press any issues, you know. This is kind of ride mode. You know, I hate to use the term Sunday drive, but it is Sunday, so let's pull a Sunday drive. Cruise for a little bit, and then, you know, we get down to those last 20, 25 to go, you know, pull them belts down tight, and let's go for it.
One of the things we've had was 8 cautions in the truck race on Friday night, 45 lead changes. Last night we had 42 lead changes and 10 caution flags. What will we see tonight right now? Watching everybody work up the 31 degrees of banking into turn 3. Aerial coverage right now in the early going. Up top side, presented by LSRTV. Your home for sim racing as they come storming through turn 4, down to the tri-oval. And look at the thundering herd in their kaleidoscope of colors, working their way back into turn number 1 and 2. Zach Millett in the lead. Patrick Kopp, Byron Torcha, followed by Robert Smith and Ken Couch right now in the top 5, and they are all at least single file and 2x2 behind them.
Yeah, and I have a feeling, as we mentioned, they're going to stay like this for a while. You know, I don't want to say the word boring, but it may be a more relaxed race, you know, early on in this race. Then again, they could prove us all wrong, Wesley. They do have one fast repair, and they could destroy each other. But, you know, at the pace we're going right now, I don't see that happening. I think we're going to have a nice, calm race. You know, I feel like we need a cup of tea, and we need to drink it all fancy-like, because we're going to be nice and fancy and polite today.
Next time around, they'll have a handful of laps completed. Zach Millett in that top spot. Here comes some racing in the back of the pack amongst in the top 10 with a big gaggle of traffic battling. Chris Klein, Brandon Mason-Jewski, Christian Tinkler, Robert Smith, all having a pretty good battle with one another down to the inside. And it looks like one of the Berkovitz cars from 31st JTF already having a problem, and they're falling to the bottom of the apron as they work 3 and 4.
Yeah, it was Berkovitz and Tinkler both just dropped to the back. And looks like they pick each other up, so I'm not sure if that was planned or they just both happened to drop backwards. But, yeah, they both just dipped to the back of the field.
Somehow they saved it. And maybe they know something we don't know, Charles. Maybe they know there's a bad moon rising, if you will, here at virtual Daytona. And we'll have to keep an eye on that now as all this happens. Down into the corner, back another lap on the board. Still a long way to go, by the way. Track tip still at 66 as again Mason-Jewski up on the outside. In the top 5, opens the door to the Bear car down to the inside. Here comes Burnett. Gets a truck full behind the front air of the Couch machine. He's right on the back and rear end of that machine, that Chevrolet. And they work back into turn 1 here, Charles. A little bump drafting here in the early going.
Yeah, and I was sitting there looking for a second while you were talking. I just realized I don't see Drew Blaze in this race either. He painted a car specifically for this race, but I do not see him in it, so not sure what happened there. An interesting move that he's not racing, so again, I literally watched him paint a car, but did not make the race today.
And another thing, as we mentioned, Connor Leach, the man out of Canada that was going to get a considerable amount of bonus money, bragging rights, a bounty on the line, and he was going to try to go for the hat, you will, and trying to sweep all 3 nights. Has fell short and not showed up. And right now, as they work the back straightaway, Zach Millett is the leader. Charles, what's the deal? Are these cars just different than what you see in the truck and the Xfinity rides? How hard are they to handle? And you feel like it's more difficult or more better in the years when it first come out as they've done R&D on it to make it better?
Well, one of the big things in the complaints you hear, and you heard it throughout practice for the whole hour we were there, was, you know, as soon as you get into the car, you don't feel any force feedback, which makes it really difficult to drive a car when you can't really feel the car. That is one good thing that, you know, iRacing does have and these steering wheels have, regardless of what you have, unless you have, you know, a little $10 Happy Meal wheel or something, but they've got a lot of force feedback, so, you know, it fights you and you feel like you're actually in the car. Well, if you don't have that feeling, you know, you can turn too sharp, you make turns and moves, you know, that aren't as smooth. So that could be one reason some of these guys said, nah, not racing. The interesting part, and we mentioned this earlier, is 37 drivers actually paid to be here, but only 22 showed up. So it's not like they just didn't show up. They paid and didn't show up. So that makes it even more interesting.
They forfeit their money, right? They forfeit their money.
Yes, I mean, at that point, yeah, you forfeit your money. You know, you just didn't show up to the race.
Do we get bonuses? Do we get bonuses, Charles, and chicken wings? What do you think?
I don't know about that one. Yeah, I mean, it is, you know, just one of the things. You forfeit your money. You know, it's like getting married, Wesley. And, you know, you sign up, you agree through it, you go through all the motions, and then forgetting your anniversary. So, you know, it is what it is on them, I guess.
Oh, that's funny.
You signed the deed.
That's it. Prenup.
Yeah, there ain't no prenup here.
Thanks everybody that's joining us on the broadcast feed on YouTube or the radio at wearecrn.com. You can listen on the radio if you got to go run to the store, or if you got to go pick up your kid from practice or whatever you're doing here tonight. Go to wearecrn.com. If you're in the radio area where I'm at right now in North Carolina, you can go to 87.9 FM. But unfortunately, if you're worldwide, you can go to wearecrn.com. You can hear the coverage as you are on the radio as well. 10 laps into this one here at Daytona, and here comes the field working off the corner. And of course, at LSRTV, for those in the radio world tuned in, hit that like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram as well, and Twitch. If Charles will just get the new code for password for Twitch, you got it.
Yeah, it's mainly we got to get the email sorted out, but I'm curious as we're watching the racing here. When is CRN going to get an app for Android and Apple so you can get the We Are CRN app, and then you can use it in your smart car? You can go push in your stuff.
So here's the deal: we've got, and I want to get off track of what the race is, because obviously the race is what we're calling right now. But here's the problem, Charles. We have so many platforms that we can broadcast the race off of, okay? We literally, when we're live via Spreaker. That's our broadcast monitor for the internet feed, besides the FM frequencies and the transmitters and blah, 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 blah. But what I'm trying to say is this. We literally have so many platforms that we put archives and replays on, my friend, that we literally cannot commit to just one thing and hope that that's where the archives will go. You can find us on Spreaker, Apple, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, CastBox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, GeoSavant, you name it, and I could go on and on, Charles, with all these platforms. I feel like if I try to put it on one app, it might make it where it is it'll take away the revenue that's made for CRN.
If you're on all those, there's lots of Apples and if you're on all those apps can pretty much be downloaded on the smart car, little monitor screen anyway. So there you go.
And there you go. And there you go.
So if you need to travel somewhere and you're not in that area, well, go download the app, download it, and the Spreaker or the Apple radio and all that good stuff, and go tune in, because this is going to be a good race. I can already feel it, because they're not doing anything crazy right now. As I say that, we're 4 wide, but they're not getting too wild and crazy at the moment. They're taking it easy, and that's what they got to do. One thing I think we may see for the first time this weekend, green flag pit stops.
Maybe so. That's something that definitely did not happen on Friday or Saturday in the, of course, Cup or Xfinity race. As we're closing in on right now, about 35 miles into this thing here so far. 20 laps will be 50 miles, or 25 laps will be 50 miles. So we're working our way up the racetrack. 2.5 miles is the distance of the race. And we're about 30, 40 miles into this one here so far. Again, an extra 25 laps, an extra 50 laps from what they ran on Monday night, or on Friday night, my apologies. And again, Charles, this is going to be very, very mindful to keep an eye on, because that strategy of handling, saving your equipment, saving your tires, knowing when to say when to go forward is going to be premium, as we got one up into the wall. That is, I believe, Tertia, the 81 car.
Zach Millet,
the pole machine, actually. And now they're making contact. And now there's a bonsai move. Spin to the bottom of the racetrack. Derek Welch. It all started when the pole car, Millet, lost handle. Welch went off to the bottom of the apron on the super stretch. His Toyota somehow gets back in line, but he loses the front pack, Charles, but we stay green here at Turn 4 at Daytona.
Yeah, they did a good job of, not completely wrecking the cars, keeping them mostly together. And, we'll have green flag pit stops, and I'm sure they'll be able to catch back up. But I'm curious who's going to work with each other during these pit stops, because, they've got teams here and teams there. So that'll make it real interesting. And I know I can tell you right now, the 24 machine of Braden, I believe, down there, and he is 1 lap down, so he is definitely hoping for a caution, something, so he can get back on the lead lap, because the way it's going, I don't think he's going to get it back unless he earns it back.
On the outside, Justin Johnson will follow, and so will Pillow as they work off the corner. This time by 17 laps on the board, as the leader is Burnett. Mike Fahey right there in the number 2 spot. And by the way, Charles, let's give some love to Mike Fahey. Look at this car if we can get some shots around it. He's got, I believe, LSRTV and CRN, and as well as Swift on the logos of the race car.
Yeah, he's got some nice ones. We'll go see if... you can't really see much from that angle. But yeah, he's got some really good ones. Let's see if we can get a good shot. There you go.
There you go.
A nice looking ride. It's hard to tell, but the 19 is actually chromed out on his number. So looking really good on that machine.
And I understand we gave the logos also to Justin Johnson on the 10. I wonder if he put his logos on there. Right now, he's in the top 10 and 6. We watch all these guys work their way back around the racetrack. They're very dark colored cars, Charles. They're very hard, honestly, to really look, zoom in and see sponsors, honestly.
Yeah, and originally this was supposed to be a daytime race. They said they had done 2 night races already. It was going to be a day race, and then a little whoopsie-la-la happened, and, just happened to get overlooked a little bit. No big deal, really. I mean, night race, day race, you still race the car. If anything, it may be a little cooler, but, no harm done. It doesn't really matter too much. These guys are still going to come out here and put on a good show anyway.
So, Charles, I had the idea last night, if you remember, I had the idea of asking them if they could start, in the daytime, late in the day, and then move into the transition of the night, like the way the Daytona 500 used to be, back in the late 2010, 2012, 2013, 50th run into the Daytona 500 actually started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it ended at 7:30 at night when it was dark. So, but anyhow, with that being said, we got what we got. We're under the lights. Burnett, Fahey, Couch, your top 3 as they work the bank it into 3 and 4.
Yeah, some really, really good racing. And let's go on board with Klein real quick. And you can see, again, not a whole lot. They're mostly single file, but you do have Justin Johnson leading the outside lane here. And let's be honest, Wesley, we'll see if you agree or disagree or tell me I'm full of baloney. I don't know. But I don't think we're going to see 3 wide here tonight. No.
I would never do that. I don't know. I think, honestly, Charles, they might be too afraid to get side by side with one another because of the side draft and the crazy crashes we saw last night because of the side drafting. Remember, that's what caused a lot of the big wrecks last night, was that.
Yeah, and here we go. We got you another little view here tonight. You can see off the left rear looking forward, and some nice looking paint jobs on the 08.
Well, here we go. Look at Couch. He's clear a path. He knows he's on camera. He's getting TV time right now, Charles. He's going to the front.
Yeah, that's what you do. You get on camera, you got to do something. And he's doing it. He is moving, going straight to the front. And that's that outside lane. I am very curious about that because, look, they got about 4 or 5 cars there on the outside lane. And Justin Johnson's not leading it anymore. Some people jumped up in front of him, and now they're making
Johnson.
moves.
Bonsai move down to the outside, to the inside. Thought he made a move there. Carries Millen with him. Johnson will follow. Mason Joski up high. Pillow in the Taco Bell car.
And this is the first group.
Yeah.
Look back, Wesley. There's still another group back here, single file. You got a lot of the 31st guys in this group back here. This one I think will stay safe. They may be the ones that are in the front later on. This group, I have a feeling chaos may come from this group. They're weaving and dodging and dodging and all over the place.
Bobbing and weaving, dodging, if you will, as you
They're
said.
bobbing and weaving.
Take your pick. And is that a Taco Bell car in a Wendy's car right there? I think
yes, 57 is a Taco Bell car.
You like tacos, and I want a classic triple.
Yeah, I do like me some tacos, you know. Sometimes you want a chalupa. Sometimes you just want the classic taco. You know, like 12 of them.
The Mexican
midnight?
pizza. I like the Mexican pizza, though. I do. I like the Mexican pizza.
You know, I've never had the Mexican pizza.
You need to. You need to.
I do got some regular pizza.
No, I'm not talking about regular pizza. I'm talking about the Mexican pizza that you get at Taco Bell, and I'm not trying to promote them in any way. Hey,
Well, we did a good job of it.
Fugu just popped in. This is actually the driver Leach that won last night. Our friend from Canada. He says, "Well, I thought all the races started at the same time each night. I guess I was wrong. Guess I can't go for 3 for 3." Connor Leach. Wow.
That, it absolutely is not what we wanted to hear. They're getting a little wild and crazy back here. Not sure what they were doing, but I think it's worth the replay to look at. The group, Leslie, I said, oh, these guys are going to stay calm and single file. Well, I don't know what they did, but we're about to find out. But they went, like ants getting stepped on when they're ant bed. They were all over the place.
By the way, 50 miles. 50 miles into this one here now. 25 laps in. 50 miles completed. 325 miles to go and 150 laps remaining.
Oh, good grief. Contact was made because somebody dropped their bumper. So, not sure exactly what all there, but chaos. A little bit of chaos in the back of the field. The front of the field where I thought it was going to be crazy with all the moves we saw. They haven't really done anything. They're now single file and racing calm.
And by the way, my apologies. We are 50 miles into it on lap 25. There is 125 laps to go. That is about 320 miles. That's the distance of what we ran last night, is what I was trying to say. Right now, watching those guys from going to the bottom of the apron and bobbing and weaving and taking advantage of the super stretch to get back on track. Johnson now to the lead. Double J from Texas is leading the cavalry in the 10 down the back straightaway, closing in into turn 3.
Yeah, and Ed, I'm still thinking about Leach, unfortunately, not being able to make it. About the time was a different time than it was. It's unfortunate, but
So listen, it was Friday and Saturday night at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. We thought tonight was supposed to be, of course, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And they said, no, it's 9 Eastern, 8 Central.
Yeah, that was me. I even had it scheduled at 7 to go live. I actually was looking at an outdated poster when I saw it.
Yeah.
So that was my doing on RBF. But hey, I did show up an hour early.
So did I.
Yeah, so we showed up a little early, but I was looking at an outdated one. So at least we were here. But.
And I'll say this, Charles, didn't I say, actually, guys, what if we just went ahead and made it 10 Eastern, 9 Central for everybody? So, everybody will be happy. Maybe that's what we needed to do.
The reason was good. I know a lot of these guys do have to work tomorrow. Apparently, we discovered while in chat watching this that calling in sick tomorrow because the Super Bowl was not a national holiday, so... apparently you can't call in sick. So,
I love you.
that is not a reasonable excuse. And I'm in the same boat. I got work to do tomorrow. I actually have to get up early. I have packages coming before noon. I got to mail 2 packages. Dan Lowther, I don't know if you're tuning in. Your computer will be mailed out tomorrow morning.
Wait a minute, Dan Lowther from CBS? No, that's Dan Lowther from the Northwest Racing Series. I was talking about Dan Lowther.
Yes, Dan Lowther from the Northwest. Mailing him a computer, got a package to mail to Jeff Stabnow. And all that good stuff. So I got a busy day tomorrow, so I can understand these guys wanted to do this a little earlier so they can get to bed, get to work. And the rate they're going, Wesley, I think we may finish this race sooner than we did the last night's race because of the lack of cautions. We're already going on 30 laps into this race, and we have yet to see a caution. We saw a caution in the first two already by now.
This is the, if you will, longest green flag run so far of any of the nights in the road to the 500 that we have had a green flag drive. We're closing in on lap number 30. And right now, everybody is really just getting around this racetrack. It's Johnson, Fahey, Burnett, Mason Juski, and Pillow are your top five. Back to the triangle. Remember, Charles, we had cautions, between in the opening 20 laps on Friday night and lap 27 last night. Remember, they were good cleaning green, and then the side drafting happened. Bump drafting, side drafting, and then they started crashing, and then they couldn't stop wrecking like they were in the funny papers.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up that night. But, you know, I don't think we're going to see that tonight. I do think, however, in the next 4 laps, by lap 35, I think you'll see these guys come down, and I think we're going to start seeing pit stops around 35. When it says lap 35 to 36, I think we're going to see pit stops happening, if not a little sooner.
So I can tell you this, the new NexGen cars for the Real Cup Series are designed to go between 40 to 45 laps. Now that is 100 miles if you're doing the math around Daytona. So what I'm thinking is somewhere between the first 100 miles of the race, which will be between lap 40 and 45, which, Charles, we're coming up on it, but you've got another thing you got to think about too, and I take in consideration what you talked about. You're in full speed mode. They're not under caution at any time since they've dropped the green. You are consuming fuel in these cars a lot more quicker than you would if we had a couple of yellow flags thrown in the bunch. So this is something that you got to consider here before lap 40 and 100 miles.
Yeah, and you know, these guys, some of them may want a short pit. We don't know what their strategies are. That's why I'm guessing around 35. They can get to 40 to 45. So, you know, it's a guessing game for us. It's like bingo. You never know what you're going to get. You just, you know, start calling stuff out, and hopefully you get the bingo. But, yeah, it all comes down to strategy. Obviously, we both know tires, not that big a deal. That's why you give them unlimited tires, because it's not really it's a fuel strategy race. And Wesley, as I say that, there are people coming down.
Here they come on pit road, believe it or not. Ryan Gillette and Berkovitz from 31st JTF team on pit road. So is also Welch on pit road. Remember, he's the one that about got caught up in an accident when Millett had his problem in turn 1. He's the one that about wrecked in the bottom of the apron on the super stretch. And they're pinning. Could they be going for the undercut, Charles? Is this smart on lap 33?
I definitely think it's an undercut. And they're banking right now. I guarantee you, they were thinking when this race, before it started, they were thinking we're going to have nearly 40 cars. We're probably going to have cautions. And then only 22 were here, and they were like, oh, craps. What are we going to do? Their whole entire strategy went out the window. So I think they're pulling an undercut, trying to do some kind of new strategy. You know, they just don't know. They didn't plan for this at all. They didn't expect it, and it's here now. So they got to work with it.
Justin Johnson, LSR Gaming X on Twitch. You can follow his coverage on social media. He is leading the way. He's the man that created LSR Gaming X and Lonestar Racing and the road to the 500. By the way, I want to apologize to our audience. I said last night that it was the second annual running. It is the inaugural debut of the road to the 500. But we do know, Charles Wooten, it'll come back next year, and they're already working on plans to make it bigger and better in 2025.
Yeah, and I can almost, I can't guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee it. It will be here on LSRTV. You know, we've pretty much told him already. I've already told Justin that, you know, we will work with him. We will give him, you know, a reasonable price to make sure that all his events are here on the channel, because they're one-off events. They're going to be, you know, when we're available on the weekends or Sunday, so that we are available. So we're definitely looking forward to working with them. I mean, they're LSR Gaming, we're LSRTV. I mean, it just seems like a perfect fit.
It works out perfectly. LSR Gaming, Lonestar Racing, Gaming X on Twitch, and then, of course, LSRTV, Live Sim Racing, and LiveSimRacing.com. He's Charles Wooten. I am Wesley Outland. And right now, Justin Johnson is leading the way. Mike Fahey in second, the Toyota number 19. So is Keaton Burnett. Backstretch and staying in a perfect line. Very, very quiet as we're approaching, Charles, 100 miles in 3 circuits.
Yeah, we're approaching that. And, just as a shout, we're only 10 minutes away from the next top of the hour. We have been going for nearly an hour already, and, we're just clicking laps off like crazy. We only have 114 left to go. Before you know it, there'll be 14 to go. These guys are just doing a good job right now. You see them kind of weaving all over the place. Not sure. They're just snaking. I think they're just out there having a fun little Sunday drive, waiting for those last 20 laps to come in.
Somebody put Wargax in his place because he sounds like an idiot, Charles. Johnson. Yeah, I called you out. Why can't you just shut up and quit complaining and enjoy the race? I think we're showing every car that we can. My goodness. Johnson is leading the way. Fahey second, Burnett third. Supposedly, Charles, we're showing favoritism and only showing the Johnson car during the broadcast, according to somebody that don't even have enough balls to show their real name. And we're seeing pit stops now, approaching 100 miles. Hey, for somebody that says we don't show nobody but Johnson, look, we have another car on pit road. Blackburn, you're getting TV time. I'm sorry, that guy just ticked me off, Charles.
I gathered that. I hate to tell them, but now we're going back to them because they're making pit stops now too.
And I told you it'd be around 100 miles. I told you it'd be around 100 miles that they would be coming down the pit lane. And here it is perfectly between 39 and 40 laps, Charles. And they are making pit stops here in the first 100 miles of this race. Now remember, you still got 175 miles to go. It doesn't sound like a lot, Charles, but it really is.
Yeah, it's still a lot of racing left to go. You look at that, 112 laps, in the miles. It's a lot of racing left to go. And that's a lot of strategy you got to make. As you look at Burnett, who shows that he's been down pit lane, but not in his box. So interesting there. And Vormwald hasn't been down at all. He is yet to pit. So I'm curious about Burnett. Did he come down pit road? He was there for 19 seconds, but did not stop. He very well may have missed his pit box. We'll see if he comes in this time. And he is. No, he's not. Sorry. Yes, he is. He is coming in. So I believe he might have come down and missed his box.
Pit stops underway. And right now, Burnett, Vermwald, Masajewski on pit road. Here comes the leader now. Burnett on pit road. Literally, here comes pit stops underway. Burnett, 4 tires and fuel. All of this work is going on as we are 100 miles into it. There's the 15 in his pit stall. Overshot his pit stall. That's going to hurt his time, Charles. He still ain't got in his box yet.
Oh, he hadn't. And there, finally, the right side of the car is going to go up as your new leader is going to be Macy Ajewski over here. And he's got a nice pack of cars behind him. Fahey, Klein, Millett, Johnson back there. All these guys just kind of biding the time. Again, it's a Sunday drive. They will get, I think they'll get bunched up. Because I think we'll see at least a caution. I just don't think we're going to see, 10, 12 cautions like we have in the past.
Right. Pit stops rolling on here. There you see Masajewski right there in that 93 machine. Now he's the leader. Fahey in the number 2 spot. Klein to third. There is Millett, the pole car, and he is trying to get back into this in the top 5. Thank you, Dusty Bales and Billy Peter Martin, for the comments. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm clueless of what this guy was thinking. Charles, got nothing but love for you. You're doing a great job. Don't haters gonna hate.
I don't
even worry
typically
about it.
comment on too much stuff, but I will say
it
this
made no
to Vortex.
sense.
It didn't, and I'll say this to Vortex. I do wish you had a real name other than Vortex, but Vortex, whatever.
Yes.
Whatever. That's irrelevant. I will say this. If you hit me up, Charles Wooten, you can hit me up on Facebook. I will gladly give you a copy of VMix, and I will let you come and try to produce the race. I'd like a vacation, so come on, let's go. I'll take a vacation, go race my RC car, and let him do some of it.
In Charles' defense to our viewing audience, he normally does not work in the broadcast booth. He's not worked in color commentary for years, as a matter of fact. Hit or miss once in a while. We normally have our team together, but honestly, everybody was playing hooky, or they decided because it's Super Bowl Sunday they didn't want to work. I don't know. But with that being said, for the last 2 nights, he's actually asked for people to come in on our team to call the race, and nobody not even responded or said, hey, I can or I'm not interested or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very tough job.
I'm back in line. There's that man that made some mistakes on pit road, and it cost him. And we mentioned this, obviously, Charles. Mistakes made on the pit lane can be just as crucial as distance of what's done on the racetrack.
Yeah, they definitely can, especially under green flag pit stops. If it's under yellow, It doesn't hurt you too much. It will put you back a few spots. Now it's going to put you back a few spots and a few seconds. And we both know, just a second behind the leader, and you're out of the draft. So if you're not with that group, you're losing the draft, and that is definitely a crucial thing. As you see here, let's go to the front if I can get my camera to work properly. There we go. On the front, you can't really see it, but there is 2 cars up there. Not sure who it is. It might be Tinkler and Jones. Oh, sorry, Tinkler's out of the race. So it's probably Jones and the 24 Braden. Would be
That's right.
Yes, it could be lead lap cars. We'll find out, but I have a feeling they're going to catch them pretty quick.
Closing in on 125 miles into this event. That'll be in about another handful of laps here in Daytona. Is that a wild rabbit on the hood of that car, Charles? And who is that, by the way, since we supposedly don't show enough drivers love? Who is that?
That is
it's the
Macy
leader.
So,
we're going to get jumped on because we're showing the leader's car.
I want to know. I'm curious what that little killer rabbit-looking thing is.
It is the killer rabbit. Tricks are the kids.
I do like the killer rabbit logo. Let's see if we can see a better shot of it.
There it is.
I think it is a little killer rabbit. I like it.
That's a pissed off buddy that somebody ate all of his trick cereal.
I love it. That's
silly rabbit.
You got these guys up here, and your next battles would be back here. So you got 2 little groups now. Let's say 3 groups back there. This is still that the 31st group. You got the 31 back there of Berkowitz, Matthew Berkowitz in the 31, supporting the sponsor of this race. Keep in mind, they're the ones putting up the $50 to the winner.
They did. Yes, they did. Yep.
Unfortunately, our stuff. We did have one. We were going to put up another $100 to the winner if we had 75 people watching this. But unfortunately, we're going to fall well short of that, so we didn't really.
Well, you were going to put up another 20. You were going to put up another 25 for if Connor Leach got the triple, the hat trick. I was going to throw in $25 from Community Radio Network, and obviously, man, part of me thinks next year let's just keep it at 10 Eastern, 9 Central, and keep it at all 3 time frames. We apologize for the hiccup there, and I wonder if that's why we lost a lot of drivers so far. Brandon Masajewski is leading. Driver for Highside Motorsports from Bay City, Michigan. 32-year-old father of one on the way in June. Congratulations. Been on iRacing since early 2019 before the COVID years. His first sim racing game was NASCAR Racing 4 over 20 years ago. NASCAR fan since the late 90s. Grew up watching with his father. And his favorite NASCAR driver, obviously, is Rowdy Kyle Busch. Some people hate him. They love him now, though. It's the difference what you can do when you get a new race team and a car number, Charles. People love Kyle Busch now, right? He went from a toe to a heel to a hero.
He's still a heel. He's still Kyle Busch in my book. Ain't nothing gonna change that. I do feel a little sorry because I've heard the story behind the scenes from you. Why he's got a chip on his shoulder, but I still think he's
everybody I say is in truth. Everybody, everything I say is in truth as well. So
she's still a crybaby. I've never been a fan of him. I will respect him. He's a good driver. I respect his talent. I just don't like him as a person. I think he's got a bit of an attitude. It is what it is. He's a respectable driver. Speaking of respectable, they're being very respectable on track right now.
They are.
Still these same 4 or 5, but they do have a little bit more of a group now. Some of these, I believe, are lap cars in this mix, but they're still putting on a good, clean little conga line, I guess you could say. A very short conga line, but still nevertheless a conga line.
Yeah. Close it in on 50 laps. This time by when they come to the stripe. And all the while, Brandon Mason-Drewski, Mike Fahey, Klein, the top 3. We're going to take a network timeout, and we'll thank our sponsors as well. First, before we do that, the Lonestar Racing Road to the 500 is presented by, for these events, thank you for them, including 31st Joint Task Force. And of course, we couldn't go out without the Racing Ninja.
No.
Thank you also to GTR Simulator. Swift, and I don't mean her at the Super Bowl. Go 49ers. I mean Swift Energy Drink. And finally, LSR Gaming X. Find them on Twitch, Discord, and Facebook. And we will take our network commercials. We're also at the top of the hour on radio. We'll pause for 10 seconds for network identification. This is the Road to the 500 from Daytona on CRN, the Community Radio Network, and simulcast with iRacing on LSRTV.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race on Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Looking to the inside of Turner.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race on Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Changing up some of the logos on the broadcast. If you look at the ticker on the top bar. Real quickly, as we are 125 miles into it, or over 125 miles, let's take a look at the race summary so far, presented by Virginia811.com, reminding you to dig with care. So far, 8 lead changes, no cautions, and no caution laps have been ran. It has all been green flag to flag. And Charles, finally, for the first time, around lap 39, we saw green flag pit stops within the first 100 miles.
Yeah, amazing. We saw him on pit stops in lap 39. We're already on 55, 54, fixing to be 55. It just showed you how quickly we're clicking these laps away here. Honestly, Wesley, I'm going to say this. When you said we're blah, 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 I really thought you were about to say, let's go through the field. And I'm like, well, there's the caution of the race. But you went to the race summary. So I thought we were about to have a caution. But you did promise them you wouldn't do it through the field tonight.
Yes, you're exactly right, because every time I do it, an accident happens, and I'm not going to do it.
I mean, we don't really need one anyway at this point, but This battle's really starting to heat up for the front. There's a lot more cars, about 10 or so, and the ones that we were staying on the whole time, they're at the back now. They have fallen back quite a bit, but I'm sure they'll get back up there here shortly. But at the moment, it's kind of topsy-turvy. It's rotated, and we knew that was going to happen with pit stops. The ones that came in first would then be your leaders. The ones that came in later would then be towards the back, and it'll probably rotate again once pit stops happen again. So, it's just one of those things. I said it the last 2 nights of racing. Talladega is a rotating door. You come, you go, you stay a little while, you go a little while, and you come back.
That's right. All right. So, Charles, what's your first take of the races? We're closing in on 60 miles into this show here. About 150 miles into it.
The only word I have to say is clean. We've seen very clean racing. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing one caution, with about 25 to go, just a bunch to fill back up. But we've seen very clean racing here so far. Not that the last 2 races were bad, but, it really is a polar opposite to the first 2 nights of racing, where we had, 8 cautions and I believe 10 to 12 cautions, and so far is 0 here tonight. So complete polar opposites. It is unfortunate. I really wanted to see Leach, try to go for the hat trick, but we have seen a lot of clean racing so far.
We certainly have. Instead of giving you the full-field rundown, let's go through the field, if you will, and pick up the leader who's out in front right now. That is Masajewski, the man out of Michigan. He leads the way in the crazy PO'd Rabbit on the 93 machine. He's in front and doing a great job. In second spot, Mike Fahey. And that 19 machine just kind of lying in the well. We got trouble. Oh, my goodness, back straight away. 55.
Had to say it, didn't you, Wesley?
Blackburn getting turned. First caution of the race as the car is off track. Tom Barish. Contact. Son of a biscuit.
You said through the field, the caution comes out. I'm sorry. That's on you.
I didn't get a full field rundown. Oh my goodness. I told you I'm a curse. Tom Barrett. Look what happened here. Luckily he's got a fast repair. Now wait a minute. I don't take responsibility for that. That's not my fault.
Yes, you said we're not going to go through the field, but we're going to go, wow, you said through the field and a caution comes out. That is all on you, Wesley.
That's exactly right. That's fine. Call me out like that, dog. I don't care.
I will, dog.
That's the way I roll. That's the way I roll. Oh, my goodness. And literally, look at what just happened. Poor Tom Barish. I mean, you can't make this up, Charles, can you? I mean, seriously, I told you.
You can't. We got some more sponsors to thank, so this works. We can go to a commercial break. Well, I condone Wesley for bringing out the caution.
Do they pit or not? That's the question. No, they don't. I don't think so. We will be back with more from Daytona. Stay with us.
Hi, welcome to Day Motors.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race on Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel.
Anybody ever need a caution in a boring iRace? Just ask me to go and give them a full field rundown or go through the field and you got it.
I'm telling
Welcome back.
You mumbled the words and a caution comes out.
I didn't even say I didn't say full field rundown. I just said through the
But
field.
you actually did. You said we're not going to do a full field rundown, but you still said the word.
That's what I did, damn it. I jinxed myself. You're exactly right. Welcome back to coverage from Daytona. Oh, I am the Jinkmeister, Wesley Outland of iRacing. Joining me alongside is Charles Wooten. We're broadcasting live not only on LSRTV for the conclusion of the road to the 500 here for the NexGen Cup cars. We're also on CRN, the Community Radio Network, 87.9 FM, and Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, Johnston County, in the USA, and all that good stuff whenever you hear Network ID. And then, of course, at wearecrn.com worldwide. Charles, your take of the race so far, fairly clean until the Jinx happened.
It's been a clean race until you pulled out the Jinx card and caused the caution. And, I was doing good. If anyone out there could give me some Tylenol, I think I need I got a headache. I actually started laughing so hard I gave myself a headache. So a bit of a headache now, so I should probably calm down on the laughing. But, overall, it's been a really, really good, clean race. And I'm not going to lie. You may have jinxed it and caused this caution, but I think we needed it. We need to bunch this field back up. Will cautions breed cautions? I don't know. But we'll find out as the lights are off and we're going green.
Pace car on pit road. Ready to bring it back to green flag on lap number 61. Still a long way to go. We're not even halfway through this race yet. As we come back to the restart here, Millett. Remember, Zach Millett had problems. He was the pole car. He has rallied himself back into the lead again here.
And already they're starting to decide where they want to go, top side or bottom side. Again, I said it, there's not going to be any 3 wide. I don't think, not 3 by 3 by 3. We may see 3 wide as they're shuffling around, but I don't think we're going to see any actual 3 wide battling. There's no point, with 20 cars, 22, you can stay double file. You may see somebody try to make a desperate move 3 wide at the end with 10 laps to go, but I don't think we're going to see it until then.
Through the tri-oval, that's again 18 degrees in the tri-oval, 31 degrees up the bank and into turn 1 and 2. They'll hit that 3,000 foot back straightaway. That's, of course, 5 degrees. Really flattens out. Flattest part of the racetrack right there as well, Charles. And you got to wonder what it's like to hit that bump, transition off the banking, and then hit that bump right now to transition on the banking.
Yeah, it definitely is a flat little area there, but man, the banking, it doesn't look like it from here, but it is a lot of banking as they're too wide. Looking off the back of Klein's car, and again, I saw this car being painted, that number 19 behind him, Mike Fahey, and just a nice looking ride, and they're going to get single filed out here till you get back right behind Couch. In that 08, from the 81 on, they're going to start going double file, and as I say that, they single file.
Yeah, they go right back out single file again here. You're keeping an eye on that, though.
And, I did say it earlier, of course, the caution changed it, not the pit stops.
That's right, yeah.
But now you see the Justin Johnson, Mike Fahey, Burnett, these guys are back up at the front again. Yeah, it's just a bit of a shuffling here and there, and a little bit of connection issues potentially for the 315 of
3
Zach
wide.
Miller.
3 wide, 2 by Rose B in the back. Got tongue-tied there for a minute because it was all coming unglued there. And somehow the Taco Man comes out with it. Pillow gets around Millet, gets around Klein, getting around Rogerson, and now they fan back out single file or 2x2 again.
And that's the kind of 3 wide that we expect to see here tonight. And the time it took you to get a little tongue-tied and get it out, they were done being 3 wide. So, that's what we expect. I don't think we're going to see it a lot. It's going to be for making, some bold passes, but nothing, for laps on end, like you might see in, the real NASCAR event where they're 3 wide for 20 laps straight until Danica Patrick wrecks them.
Yeah, very proud of him somehow holding it together. The backstretch into 3. Justin Johnson, by the way, he is the man back out in front again. Mace Sajewski. What a drive for him tonight in that number 2 spot. Jacob Pillow, Mike Fahey, Zach Millett, there they are. And here we go again. Cat and mouse, dodging, bobbing, weaving through the triangle, going back to 1.
These guys are just dodging, and there goes somebody. I believe that was the 93 that went around.
As Sajewski goes around, spins to the bottom of the racetrack, now comes back up in reverse up the banking. He stays to the flat, no caution. Mason Sajewski has to go all the way to the inside, and he has lost the pack, the draft, and no caution on lap 66.
And that was easy to tell. That was a simple, just little hook. Bumpers didn't hook up, and that's one thing about these Cup cars. When you have the Toyotas, the Fords, and the Chevrolets, their bumpers don't match up real good, and it's very, very easy to get someone hooked around, and that's what happened. Just a bumper didn't get a bumper line properly, and around he went.
And somehow, no caution. I was just about to say, Charles, that Mace Sajewski was having the run of the weekend right here because he struggled last night and Friday. By the way, up top side, aerial coverage of tonight's event, the road to the 500 for the NexGen Cup cars, is provided by LSRTV. More details at livesimracing.com. Johnson, the leader. In second, Klein. Millett third. By the way, if you're tuned into the Super Bowl, they might be going into overtime. 19 all between Kansas City and San Francisco. But meanwhile, we're approaching lap 70 here in the road to the 500 finale for the Cup cars. And here comes Pillow making something work on the outside. And Berkovitz and Gillette is right there on the outside behind him. Not anymore. Gillette says, I'm going to go my own way. He'll go to the inside. He'll pull in line to the bottom. Friends for a minute, enemies in a moment, turning on each other, Charles. Wow.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're starting to see, those people leave you out to dry, and racers have a very good memory. Maybe short term, but a very good memory. And if you leave someone out to dry later on in this race, they very well could pay the favor back and leave you out to dry. Right now you see the 111. That is actually Welch, the one. Do you believe? Yes, it is. Derek Welch.
Derek Welch.
He has just been left out to dry right now as he's going to get railroaded straight to the back of this pack.
Johnson, Klein, Millet, Fahey, Couch, Pillow. Your top 5. There's that second pack right there. And somehow, Masajewski is still on track, but he is all by himself in 17:30 seconds back to the leader. As I mentioned, closing in, lap number 70. This is 375 miles, 150 laps tonight. This is just 175 miles. This is still a long way to go. You still have 200 miles left in this race, Charles.
Yeah, you still got a long way to go as we look on the back of Berkowitz, looking behind him, and you can't quite see him because of the overlay up on the top. There they are. There's quite the gap to that second group, but if they can stay single file and tucked in good together, we could see that group catch back up pretty quickly. They've just got to do exactly what we say, and that is get in line and be a cohesive pack. If they're like these two are here, where they're kind of all scattered from each other, they're not going to work together properly. They're going to lose the draft, and they're going to lose the draft from each other and from this main pack very quickly.
$72 laps when they come to the line. Completed in this one. And it is starting to get exciting here at Daytona in the road to the 500 climax. Let's take a look at the race summary right now as they work off 4. Bottom left of the monitor, we'll keep the scoring ticker up top. 1 caution, 2 caution laps, that was it. And now just, Charles, look what happened after the green flag pit stops and that first caution of the race. We went from 3 lead changes to now 10 more in less than 25 laps.
Yeah, we're starting to rack up the lead changes. Obviously, I think it's safe to say, you might agree, we're not going to have as many as we did in the last 2 races, just, because of the fewer car count and the more green flag racing. Whoever's getting up front is staying up there more. That don't mean anything. I think we'll see at least 25 lead changes, maybe 30 still, but I just don't think we're going to hit that 40 and 50 mark.
For the second time in the history of the Super Bowl, they are going to overtime. I hope you got one big screen TV on the broadcast of the Road to the 500 Cup finale at Daytona, and then the Super Bowl on the other screen, because that's what I'm doing, Charles. Back straight away. Justin Johnson. He is the Pied Piper, if you will, or as I always say that you laugh at, the cat's pajamas in the 10 Ford.
I laugh at it because I didn't even know cats wore pajamas. So, then again, dogs wear clothes, so I guess cats can too. But I don't have to be watching it because I have you watching it for me. And I tell people this: I'm not the biggest football fan. I played when I was in high school. I only played one time on the field, and that was when a kid broke his finger. The bone was sticking out, so that was the only time I ever really played. I've always been a racer fan, racing RC cars, whatever it may be. So this is way more enjoyable to me, watching these guys put on the show for all the people out there watching and getting to call it and show it, than any football game would ever be.
Well, I'll tell you this much, it's going to be exciting for sure, and I just hope that all the Swifties get their hearts broken. And I'm a Kansas City fan, but obviously since she got involved in it, I can't stand the Chiefs anymore. Go 49ers. That's all I'm going to say. And my uncle passed a couple of years ago on my mom's side, my Uncle Billy, and he was a big 49ers fan. And in his passing, the 49ers went to the Super Bowl, but they lost to the Chiefs. So maybe it's poetic justice of what happened a couple of years ago. And tonight's tonight. We'll see what happens. Right now, Johnson in that lead. It's Klein in second. There's that 08. Trying to climb into the top 5 behind Mike Fahey, and that's Ken Count. Chris Klein, Zach Billett. Those are your top 5 drivers, as I mentioned. Here they come, storming down to the line. Closing in 175 miles, and still again. A long way to go in this one.
Yeah, we still got
Charles, we're at 190 miles because we're closing in on 200 miles in this race.
Yeah, we've completed 76, 74 to go. We are on, a very long, and I mean very long downward slope, but it's still a downward slope, and somebody doing
passing trouble in the grass. Is that Burnett?
That is indeed Burnett, and he is going to somewhat save it.
Whoa! But that's the smart thing to do. We saw last night where many drivers would wreck and then climb back up the banking and turn into the pack. What he just did, Charles, was commendable and respect for his fellow competitors, and the smart thing to do, not to take anybody out, what happened to Burnett.
Yeah, he may have cost himself the draft, but he also saved himself potentially a lot of damage that he could have gotten had he come back up and, got collected with somebody else. So, I would rather take a lap down, maybe get my lap back if needed, or if a caution comes out, as it very well could. We got more people going around, and no, so far no caution for Couch, as he's also around. But this is really going to spread things out. But like I said, I would rather lose a little bit of position than I would tear my car.
Shades of what happened to Mason Jewski has happened now to Ken Couch in the 08, who was in the top 5, as well as Keaton Burnett. And we still stay green. By the way, we are halfway in the race a few moments ago, laps-wise. This race is 150 laps. We just passed lap number 78 3 laps ago, Charles. We were halfway through it.
And I'm thinking they realize it, too. It's like they hit a switch. Now we're starting to see some moves made, people getting bumped and, knocked out of the way a little bit, spun around, pushed into the infield. It's like halfway switch was turned on, and it was like, go time. And all of a sudden, a light bulb was turned on, because they're getting a little more aggressive now.
Johnson, Klein, Millet, Fahey, Pillow, top 5. And there you see him right there. Closing in on 200 miles in this race when they come back to the line. Something we have not done in a while is feel the roar. Grab you some snacks, grab a drink, grab a snack. And while you're doing so, crank up that television. Turn it up to 100 and feel the roar from Daytona in the road to the 500. extended, and the roar of those cars. What a show they put on. Halfway, about 7 laps to go. Welcome back to our coverage from Daytona. We got a couple of Chevrolets and Toyotas and Fords in the top 10. And everybody's still trying to run down Justin Johnson, the Double J, the pride out of Texas, who is taking him to school, Charles. And that Ford is looking flawless. There you see everybody else tucked in line. Klein, Millett would have come back for him. Remember, got in the wall earlier. Had to fight his way back. Had a caution to help him out. He's up there. Matthew Berkovich, remember the problems he had earlier. Along with Ryan Gillette. They're back in the top 10 also.
And right now, Johnson's leading this race, but he doesn't even have teammates up there. Those are just people that he, is with. I guess he's got Mike Fahey. Now you got me saying it wrong. Fahey up there with him. But, so we got somebody going for a little ride. I think that's Hello that's going for it. Yes, it is.
Hello, Walls.
He comes flying back onto the track. He might have had a grease on the tires from that Taco Bell. He went way down and came flying back on the track.
You were talking about the race before we got off track about talking about Taco Bells and people going off track and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
He just doesn't have his teammates there, but he does have one. So I'm curious to see, if we stay the way we are right now for the next 60 laps or so, watching this move up here, we're going to see, Klein and Zach Millett run together, and then Fahey and Johnson work together and have a 2x2 battle to the end. That's what I'm curious to see, because there they are. They're going to go up. I'm surprised to see Fahey is going up with them, but he doesn't. He comes back down, and we're going to see that 2x2 battle now rather than later.
And believe it or not, green flag pit stops, I think, are happening too. Shane Milner on pit road. He might be going for the undercut, as we mentioned on others.
Yeah, Shane Miller coming down right now in that 611. And he's going to creep into his box, and he'll have pit stops done. And, yeah, he's been in for this stint. Was 25 laps. 26 for our lead group right here. All the way top 14 on a 26 lap stint. So they will be coming in here momentarily, I would imagine. Obviously they could go a little bit further, but they may be coming down just a short pit this one.
All of it's happening now as it laps in the second half of the race now, 10 in after halfway. And Charles, a fairly clean race tonight. I'm very impressed, but I had a feeling, honestly, it was going to be that way. I really did.
Yeah, I'm with you. I had a feeling it was going to be low caution, if any cautions at all. I did expect to see one or two, and we have seen that one so far. So we might as well throw it back up on the screen. 1 caution, 2 caution laps. Still 13 lead changes. We have not had another lead change since we last looked at it. Kind of
interesting.
surprised.
What do you got for us? What's the surprise, buddy?
Well, I'm just surprised that we haven't seen more lead changes yet. I figured we would see a couple more, but to be honest, with Johnson, Fahey, Berkowitz, Klein, Millett, they've kind of dominated the front half of this field, for the last 20 or so laps. And nobody's just been able to get by them. We're starting to see this group build back up again, and I think we're about to see a lead change potentially here coming to the line.
We might be possibly seeing trouble also on the horizon as well. Hold it together, guys, somehow.
No, caution. You done said
and there it is. I told you. Get it. Get it, Blackbird around.
I'm not sure they're going to let you back in the booth ever.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll see what causes this caution, other than Wesley saying he felt.
Russ Lundberg in the house. Hope you're doing well, Russ. And there's the car.
And right there, there's your trouble.
Oh, a little bump.
No wall. He kept it off the wall, so no damage.
That's right. Dustin Rogerson into the 155 of Kenneth Blackburn. Man, I can't believe that, Charles. That's 2 times tonight, boss.
I'm with Billy here. He says, Wes, you're fired. Oh.
Somebody save me. People, let's go to pit road. Everybody's coming out to pit road, Charles. You know this. And you know this, brother. And you know this, man.
Yeah, I think they're coming down. We already had some, and I only wish I had a line of communication with Justin Johnson right now, because I would totally tell him that you said, here comes trouble, and then 10 seconds later, a caution comes out.
I said I have a feeling trouble might be brewing. Is it? Here they come on pit road. And it is going to be a flurry of activity virtually with 4 tires and fuel. Hopefully one day iRacing will update those lazy people standing around that are shrugging their shoulders and kind of give them high fives that are the pit crew.
Unfortunately, they do. They can see them, just not us.
Well, we need to see them. We should be able to see them in our lives. And I'm ready to call a race in the rain. I'm ready to officially, Charles Wooten, call a race at Daytona and say that we're going under an official rain delay.
I definitely agree. And while we're under caution, I am going to talk to somebody on pit road. I'm going to bring Justin in, and you'll get to hear him. So we're going to bring him in. Justin Johnson, you got a copy.
Why are you trying to get me in trouble?
All right, Justin, we got you. Don't worry, none of that was on the air. But you're leading this race and doing where you were, obviously, through the pit stops. But a fantastic run so far. How's the car handling out there? And are you looking forward to trying to put this thing in victory lane tonight?
I would love to put this thing in victory lane tonight, man. I've got some teammates back there been helping me. You know, that first long run, we got to the high side, and it was working. That stint right there, he said his car wasn't feeling good on the top, so we went to the bottom and just kind of hung out there. So now we'll see what happens. I mean, these cars are bunched back up again, and we got Zach the Hack in front of us and Chris Klein. Both them guys are fast dudes.
Well, I think Wesley has something for you, but before we let you go to him real quick, I do want to point out real quick, about 10 seconds before that caution came out, Wesley said he felt like some craziness was happening, and then he cursed it and brought another caution. So this one's on him as well, but I'm sure he's got something for you.
Broadcaster's curse, man. It's a thing.
I think I'm going to retire.
Nah, you're good at what you do. Don't retire.
Well, man, I got to ask you this question. Looking really, really good strategy-wise. Are you just adapting to these next-gen cars better than what you did with the trucks in Xfinity? And I know that you actually had some really good runs the last couple of nights, but you got caught up in an accident in the late Brownlee. But you're really, really holding your own out there.
Honestly, man, me and Drew, Mike, some of us we just absolutely love these cars. And, we run NIS in these things, the open setups, and we've put a lot of laps in these cars. And I just love them, man. I think they're not as easy to drive as the trucks. So I think that's why I like them. You get around a bunch of guys that, know what they're doing, and these cars are a lot of fun.
Well, man, good luck the rest of the way. Have fun. We'll see you at the end of the road. See how it happens.
I appreciate it, boys.
Johnson, and we will get ready for a restart, Charles.
Yes, we're going to get ready for the restart. And, there you go. Even though you clearly just curse everything.
I didn't do nothing to nobody.
They don't want you to retire. So that's good news. They still like you, even though you caused both cautions tonight.
I told you I was a legend.
Yeah, I figured that was in your own mind. I'm starting to believe the legend of cautions.
Listen, this is the true story. I was literally the other day, I went to get some drinks and a loaf of bread, and I was at the checkout line, and this will refer to CRN as we get ready for restart. And I was literally talking to somebody, and somebody said, dude, I know your voice. Like, aren't you such and such and such and such? And the guy that calls the football game, I'm like, yeah, that's me. Oh my God. You know, and then he come and told his son, and I got a picture with his son, and then his wife come along, and, you know, all of a sudden we're like, you know, having selfies and just talking about stories, and yeah, it happens.
So I'm curious as we take the green flag here. When you're calling a football or basketball game for Clayton Comets on CRN, do you like magically make cautions happen in like a football game, even though there isn't a yellow flag?
Shut up, we're back to green. 59 to go, by the way. 60 laps in. If you're doing the math, this is about 130 miles remaining in this race, Charles. This is go time here.
Yeah, this is definitely go time, and these guys know it as well as we do. So we'll see.
Actually, it's about 150 miles left in this race, if you want to be honest. This is it right here.
Yeah, this is it, and we'll finally see who's got the mustard to squirt it to the front, and you know, it's all just gonna. Yes, you got to have the mustard, and you got to squirt it to the front. You don't have the mustard?
It's go time. That's all I can say, right?
Go. Yeah, we'll see if you can get it. Right
You're
now,
a
it's
bad
Klein. I like mustard. We're gonna say, yeah, Klein, Millett, Johnson. I still don't know how to name that. Torchia. Well, I really want to meet him so I can figure out how to pronounce his last name. Welch, Berkovitz, Fahey, Ryan Gillett. Yeah, let's be honest. I would love to see Ryan Gillett get a win here tonight, you know, just because this is his last hurrah before the Toys for Tots, which is 10 months away. So, you know, I would really, really like to see him pull out a podium or a win here tonight.
Yes.
I know you don't like mustard.
All right. Ready to settle it here. Let's see how it goes down. As everybody right now just kind of staying in their own line. They're being nice. And when will that niceness go away? That's the question. As we are down to the home stretch of this race now, but they're closing in on a 56 to go when they come to the line, Charles Wooten.
Yeah, we're just about, like you said, about 7 laps away from completing 100 of the 150 laps in this race. And I think once we get to, 25, 20 to go, that I would think that would be the actual go time. However, with the smaller field, you might could push it to 15, even 10 to go, because you don't have to make as many passes to get to the front. So that could play a little bit of a factor into when go time is for these guys.
Still watching them work the back stretch here. Into turn 3, and now Chris Klein having his opportunity, Charles Wooten, if you will, to lead up in front and see what it would be like for him.
By the way, it's 22-19. San Francisco's winning now.
Yeah.
Just figured I'd give the fans a little bit of an update there. What is that? I think it's like four something left in overtime. So,
yep.
We'll see how that all plays out. We will keep you updated for those football fans out there. Yeah, Klein out front. And, we haven't done this in a while, Wesley, but we're going to do it now. Who is your pick to win the race? We still got 55 laps to go, so I think it's still well within a window where we can pick.
Oh, man. Who is my pick to win the race? You know what? I'm going to go with Mike Fahey. The real deal, the real Mike Fahey. I'm going to go with him. He's right there in line with Justin Johnson. He had a runner-up finish or top 3 finish last night. He looked really good on the truck race Friday before he got crashed out, Charles. I'm going to say keep an eye on him. Tonight's the night for Mike Fahey to win this cup race. Who you got?
I'm going to go with whoever crosses the line first. I'm gonna go with Chris Klein. I think it's his time to shine tonight.
Time to shine, for sure. We'll see what happens.
He's been up there all this time. He's been up there the last couple of days. I just think it's his time tonight. But that's if Johnson or Welch don't get him, or even Millett Fahey. There's too many good drivers that have been racing in this road to the 500 this weekend, to count anybody out.
Doing well. Keeping an eye on all of this going on down into turn 3 still. Derek Welch now in that top spot. Remember, Welch had a problem earlier and somehow has found his way back into the sunlight here at Daytona to put himself in the catbird seat. Hey, by the way, close it in on lap 150 to go. This is when I don't want to say it's that time yet, Charles, but honestly, you need to start, as you always hear me say every broadcast, you need to start getting your chess pieces and pawns in play to prepare for checkmate on your field.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Even though it's 52 to go, I think you need to wait till about 25 or 30 to go. But you really need to start kind of getting things into position to go for that opportunity on your predecessors. No lie.
Yeah. I definitely agree with all that, and we got chat letting us know the 311 is definitely fast. Again, I said I don't think anybody's out of this race. Those are our picks, but anybody can win this race. There's a lot of luck when it comes to Daytona, Talladega, iRacing Super Speedway, if you want some fictional tracks.
That's right.
It's about putting yourself in position, which obviously, right now you have 16 drivers all the way down to Kenneth Blackburn on the lead lap that are in that position, and you just have to keep a clean car and, work your way to the front. You've got half the work done there. So, anybody can win it.
$50 laps to go now. 100 laps are completed. If you're doing the math, it's of course 250 miles into this race. And there's still 50 laps to go. That'll be 175 miles left to determine this finish.
And look who's in fourth, third, depending on what lap it is. You got the 31 of Berkowitz up there in that 31st Joint Task Force machine. How good would it be to have one of those guys pull it into victory lane? Regardless, we get a 3-car burnout, so we get to see that either way. But how good would it be, to be able to do the burnout and there actually be a good, a victory behind it?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Under 50 to go. 175 miles left in this race. And they are still in overtime in the Super Bowl, and the clock is winding. Hey, there's like 80 seconds left. If they run the clock down, do the 49ers win the Super Bowl because the clock ran out in overtime, Charles?
I don't think it's going to happen. I'm a little behind, but I see
there's a minute left in the Super Bowl in overtime. That means that's the end of the overtime. If the Kansas City Chiefs don't score, do the 49ers win?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's 2nd and 7 on the 10-yard line. San Francisco's 10 yards.
Yeah, hopefully that's something,
So, I mean, they got a good shot at scoring this. I mean, they need a field goal minimal. So, they're battling to win. We got a battle to win.
Yeah, we do.
And I hear cheering, so there it is. It's 25 to 22 now. With 3 seconds left is what I'm seeing. Kansas City just pulled it out.
Well, then the Kansas City Chiefs have just won Super Bowl 58 in overtime, literally almost draining the entire clock. Wow.
Yep, they just scored a touchdown. I'm sure they'll try to get the extra point, but there you go. Yeah, Kansas City's going to be the champs this year.
What an effort. And now we can focus on the race here at hand. This is it right here. Yeah, go ahead, National TV. Show the ugly blonde all over television.
Oh, gee, no, Wesley's grumpy.
I just can't stand that fake person. I can't stand her personality. I can't stand her image. I can't stand how the world is in a you know, just all mesmerized people are by her, and they don't know the real person that she is and the things that she's done.
Well,
and if you don't believe me, look it up on social media. Look it up on the web.
Well,
it's
I got
out
good
there.
news for you, Wesley. Football is officially over. Now you don't have
and
to
racing season's back.
Yes, racing season is officially back. So cut them off the air. Let's go to the Daytona 500. You know, it's over. It's all about racing season, dirt racing. It's our turn now.
If Taylor Swift starts showing up at a damn NASCAR race, messing with young drivers like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. or somebody like that, I'm just going to be. I'm going to be beside myself, Charles.
Let's hope that don't happen. But, you know, now that that's settled, I want to know who's going to win.
Conspiracy here now. You jump football, now you're going to go into racing, now you're going to screw up my sport? All right, here we go. Justin Johnson back to the lead. Fahey down to the inside. I'm not trying to make anybody mad out there. If there's any liberals that are tuned into the broadcast, oh my God, no Taylor Swift. Fine, good. To each their own. But I'm telling you, she's not the person that she tries to make herself out to be in the world. Here we go. Charles, this is it, man. Closing in on 100 miles to go in this race. And, dude, it is like absolute, I don't know, I said Fahey could win. Fahey could win. Fahey could win. But I mean, now in this pack to win this show, I'm serious. Like, literally.
Yeah,
but any of these guys in this line, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a really good race. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, some out there, well, maybe not a lot, but there are people, if you don't see cars flipping over and, you know, flying to the moon, it's not a good race, torn up cars, but this has been a great race. You know, we did have that little bit of moment where they got spread out. Then Wesley said, I don't like this. I'm going to go through the field and cause a caution. We bunched it back up. Then he decided he wanted another one, so he jinxed it, caused a second one, and ever since then...
all I said is that the feeling trouble was brewing, okay? That's all I said.
Well, he did that, and then ever since that point here, with now 43 laps to go, they've been together, and they've been too wide, and they're putting on a heck of a show, and I think we're going to see this the rest of the race. I don't know if we're going to see a caution, but I definitely think we're going to see 2 wide, maybe 3 wide with about 10 to go.
We'll see how it all goes here. As they work that back straightaway. How about the 26 getting back into the game again? Gillette. Starting to... Burnett. I meant to say Keaton Burnett. Ryan Gillette also getting up there back into the top 10. And when this happens... You are closing in on 275 miles down, 100 miles to go. And Charles, this race, for the most part, has been entertaining. And again, for that matter, it has flew by rather quickly as well. Sim time, only 90 minutes to go, 275 miles. And there's an hour, 3 hour and 50 minutes left on sim time if need be.
Yeah, we got plenty of time to get through this race, and hopefully we get a few more people tuning in here now that other event is over, because, you know, we love putting on a good show, and, you know, we do it for the fans and the drivers, and they're getting a little hairy around the 4th and 5th place, but whoa, now they're really snaking around. We're seeing it again, the inside lanes really starting to pick back up momentum, but I'm really surprised that that outside lane is holding its own, considering they don't have as many cars.
back straightaway. It'll be 40 laps to go when they come to the line. 40 laps to go remaining in this race.
Yeah, we got 40 to go, 150. Again, the 150, we're down to the last 40. We've talked about it all race. It's going to be a fast race. It's been a fast race so far. And that's exactly what it's showing, is just how good of a race it's been, how clean of a race it's been as we go on board with Fahey here. And he's going to give a little shot in the shorts to his buddy and his teammate of Justin Johnson. He said, come on, boy, let's get to the front.
There's my pick. Who's your pick, Charles? Did you ever say who it would be?
Yeah, I'm going with Chris Klein. I think it's his time to shine. No pun intended, but I do think this is his race. He's been up there. He's kind of fallen back to about 7th, but I definitely think he's got a good shot at winning this thing.
Under 100 miles to go. We're going to step away. You're not going to miss anything. We're going to go side by side. We're also approaching the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of radio identification on the road to the 500 for the Cup Series. This is iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, the Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race On Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Looking to the inside of Turner, trying to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway, nearly does.
Last night the track was very slick. We had 2 good grooves.
But anyway, just another some of that.
There's people in the stands. That means there's people watching.
No more through the field. No more network ID. No more. Things are heating up. I think trouble's on the horizon. Caution out during network timeout. And look at what happened with 37 to go. And my pick, Charles, no, man, what is that? Oh, no, is that the purple car?
Oh, man, we wanted them.
Is that Welch? That's Welch, I think. Welch. Oh, no, Welch turned into the pack. Look at this. Welch was in the lead, Charles. Look at this. The leader in the front. That's Burnett behind him. What happened?
Right there, just got hooked and then right back into the field.
Right into the field and collects it. Everybody else. And Mike Fahey was one of them in the tri-oval. Let's pick up the 19 of Mike Fahey and see what happened to him. Under 100 miles to go and a wreck with 37 remaining. Look at this. This is the 19 Mike Fahey. The real Mike Fahey was doing so good. He's behind Justin Johnson. La 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 la. Charles, as you always say, in his own little world.
Yeah, he was just riding along, minding those little business. There he sees it, and there is nothing. He goes down, and how in the world? Oh, he got turned from behind when he was trying to come back up.
And that was, I believe, Christian Tinkler, who tagged the 19. Oh, my. Oh, my. Pit stop's turned away, by the way. 36 to go. Well, this changes everything, but honestly, Charles, I I think this is exactly what the doctor ordered, pardon the pun, because, everything's a reset now. You're going to come to the pit lane. You're going to take on tires and fuel. Everybody will, and they're going to go to a shootout here now.
Yeah, they're going to go to a shootout. We'll have about 34 laps to go, 33 when we take the green flag. Again, we are clicking away laps. This race will be over before you know it. And then we can rest, because it's been a long weekend, but a fun one at the same time.
Certainly has. And by the way, don't forget that the 66th running of the Daytona 500 is next Sunday. Yes. Next Sunday. Vroom, vroom. And Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health, starts this Wednesday. Valentine's Day, Charles. Valentine's Day. With qualifying. They literally, listen to this, Charles. They literally unload their cars at Daytona Wednesday night. First time on track qualifying for the Daytona 500. People are so pissed off about it. Why can't they get a couple of practice sessions? Why can't they get some practice in? NASCAR, 3 years in a row, has made them unload their cars on Wednesday night and qualify for the Great American Race. Only the front row locks in.
It's kind of mixed emotion. I'm sure, on a team side of things, they're not that upset about it. Yeah, they would love to practice, but it also saves them money on tire and fuels, and potentially damaging a car. But, I do think they need some kind of practice, because, if you get out there and they do it in the dirt world, you give them hot laps. They need something, because what if you go out there and the engine blows up, on lap 2, or something malfunctions? You need time to know about it and fix it. So yeah, they need some kind of hot lap session where they can get out there for maybe an hour, 2 hours, something, so they can shake the car down, make sure it's handling the way they want, and make sure nothing's going to break.
You're right.
So yeah, I'm of the mindset they definitely need something.
I could tell you last year, honestly, Charles, they were thrashing, and I think there were 4 or 5 cars that weren't even able to qualify. They didn't even get to qualify for the 500 because of having the technical issues, not being able to make the race. And those are the ones that my heart goes out to. My heart goes out to the ones that are like the not charter teams that know that regardless of whatever happens in their life, you're going to, be able to run the race. And I stumbled upon a video earlier this afternoon, and we're going to go back to the restart here with 35 to go. I stumbled upon a video from back in the 2000s, Charles, and I think to myself, where our sport has gone, good, bad, ugly, whatever. We went from having over 60 some odd cars to qualify for the Great American Race, and now we can't even get 40. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. The world we live in, the economics, the budget, the finances, the cost of living, the cost of the sport, the cost to have fun in the sport. And it's just, man, it's hard for sure. Back to green, by the way.
Yeah, we're back to green, and that's why I'm a big fan of grassroots racing, factory stock, stuff that makes it affordable. And maybe we need to get back there. I don't know. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how it all plays out, just like this race. We're going to have to wait and see how it all plays out. Right now, Couch, Millett, Burnett, Macy Dusky out front, Vermwald, and Berkovitz, your top 7. Klein, my driver, he's back in 8th place right now. But we ain't done yet as somebody. That is Johnson that's coming down the pit road.
Justin Johnson on pit road.
Is
something a fifth on his car. This is heartbreaking.
Smith and Welch are down too. This may be a strategy call.
Maybe they think there's going to be another caution, Charles. Seriously.
No. We'll see. Justin's he's still sitting there, so this isn't a fuel-only stop. So yeah, you may be right. There may be something amiss because no tires are going on and fuel potentially, but yeah, that is devastating for Justin Johnson now, as something missed on pit road.
Something amiss on that car. He might be out of it.
And he's back out on the track. Wow. He was there for 30.9 seconds. Wesley,
that's damage clock. Was he on the damage clock?
No, he wasn't on the damage clock. That was 30 seconds. That's indicative of possibly a penalty, a 30-second hold penalty.
Wow.
So, not confirming there was a penalty, but he did come down for 30-second hold and then left. No tires were changed, and I would assume no fuel. So I am guessing penalty, but I am not sure on that. We'll just have to clarify with him later on if we get a chance, or potentially after the race.
Down the back straight, actually going back into turn 1 and 2 now, closing in 30 laps to go when they come to the line. This time by, it'll be 120 laps into it. And that'll be 300 miles, Charles. This would be the equivalent of an Xfinity race distance. And there's still 30 laps to go after that, another 75 miles.
Yeah, and I agree with Billy. Billy in chat says this one was not on you for that last caution. Yes, that one was not on you, as we're kind of thinning this field out here, thinning the herd, trimming the fat, whatever you want to call it. And we're just setting ourselves up for a heck of a shootout here in these last couple of laps, as we're going to be coming up to 29 laps to go here when they cross the line this week.
Ken Couch, Zach Millett, Peyton Burnett, Ryan Gillette, Chris Klein, Brandon Masajewski, and here comes the 93. Here's something to think about on all 6 of these drivers, Charles Wooten. In some shape or form earlier in this race, they have had their share of bad luck and woes. And now they are back in the front in the hunt when it counts the most. Under 30 to go at Daytona.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for a lot of these drivers. There's been ups, downs, some sideways. Nobody upside down here tonight, thank goodness. Yeah, it's been all over the place for all these guys. Like you mentioned, Couch, Millett, Gillett. We got Millett and Gillett there. Burnett, Klein back up in the 5th place.
Into 3. And Couch and Gillette now. Look at Gillette. Charles, what a meaning. What would it mean for Ryan Gillette if he could win this race for 31st JTF? And in addition to that, go out in style before he comes back in December in the Toys for Tots charity race.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to go. If you can go out with a bang, it'd be better if he came back with one too in the Toys for Tots race. But, you know, to go out on top is definitely the way to go, and he's setting himself up for it right now. He's in 4th position, so he could be leading this. He's just got to get up there. And nope, never mind. The 93 had other plans for that one, but yeah, he is right there in the hunt of things.
Down that back straightaway now, working down into turn number 3 and 4, coming through the tri-oval. And 27 to go at the line. Well, here comes some crossover moves. Pillow under attack. They're starting to bob and weave a little bit. The battle of the fast food restaurant chains down into 1.
And these guys are really getting antsy. And, you know, I'm really curious. I want to talk to Justin later on. Obviously, we'll let him get raced right now. He's trying his best. He's hoping for a caution. He is 1 lap down. He was a dominant force in this race, just not at the moment due to that, what we do believe is a 30-second hold for a penalty or black flag. It's just unfortunate, but the ones that are up front still putting on a good battle, as we currently have looking 14 drivers on the lead lap, and they're all right here, Wesley.
up top side. Back straightaway, Ken Couch up on the outside lane. Millett is there. Burnett. Look at now, Burnett starting to poke out of it. Looking out of the draft, if you will, Charles. Starting to leave his man hanging. He thought about it for a second, but he doesn't. And now Berkovitz is on the inside. He carries now Mason Juski with him. And they work to the line. 25 to go.
Yeah, and we mentioned it earlier in the show, you know, you do not want to leave somebody out to dry because they will remember it later on in this race. And, well, 25 to go, it is later on in that race. So, you know, if you left someone out to dry, you know, in these next 20 laps, when we come down to 5 to go, and they have a shot to push you to the win or leave you out to dry, and they remember, hey, they left me out to dry earlier, they're going to return the favor, and they're going to leave you out to dry and potentially try to win the race themselves.
No, you're right. They're going to be like, you dirty rat. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
I think so. And we got Derek Welch.
Yeah.
Welch, not the happiest. I wouldn't be either, leading the race and get knocked out of all three of them. Definitely, I'd be a little hot under collar as well. But you know, anybody leading the race getting knocked out would be hot under the collar. If they weren't, I think they just didn't care. So,
right.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. He had a good car.
He did. It's very, if you will, frustrating to see that he's not going to be able to be the guy at the end of it all. 2 times, I think, involved in accidents while being up at the front, racing with these people. Under 25 to go.
Yeah, I honestly think, you know, we're going to get done really quick. We've had a very successful, quick race here. As somebody scraped the wall, you saw the little puff of dust go there for a second, but, you know, it's been a good race. I'm really glad. I'm obviously going to be happy to get some sleep as well after this weekend, but we're going to have a nice, clean race, I think, up until those last few laps. You know, everybody's kind of biding their time still. You know, the question is, Wesley, what lap do you think is their go time? I think it's right now, but they're proving otherwise. I think they're more concerned with getting further in the race. I just don't know what lap they're going to, you know, just go all out.
And I think that's you know, where we're at right now is, when do you break out of line? When do you make your move? When do you have your friend push you to the front, or, you know, honestly, you help get pushed to the front, and then you know, I don't want to say this in a bad way, betray them? When do friends become enemies? When is somebody that helped you turn their back on you? And honestly, Charles, it's going to happen here. You're going to see this. There's going to be some hurt feelings for this thing is over with.
Yeah, there's definitely probably already some from the last 2 nights of racing, and there will definitely be some after tonight. You know, you may be my best friend, but, you know, when you get onto the racetrack, you still may be my friend. I may care about you. You know, you may be my best buddy, but you're also my competitor.
Yep.
And when you're on the track, you're mostly the competitor. And I'm going to do what I got to do to, you know, beat you. I may not wreck you, but if I can get by you cleanly or leave you out to dry, whatever I have to do, I'm going to do it because I want that $50.
Whatever it takes. 20 laps to go. 50 miles remain. 325 miles are into it. This is go time now. This is when you really have got to start being aggressive, Charles. This is when you got to start going to the front. Show what you got. And Berkovitz for 31st JTF is doing just that as they work the back straightaway on the outside of Couch into 3.
Yeah, this is getting good, and they know it's go time now too, as much as we do. as Berkovitz and Macy Juski hanging in there in the second position. But again, we've said it over and over again. We'll harp on it as much as we can and beat this dead horse. It's a revolving door. Just because you're up front now does not mean you'll be up front later. So these guys are doing everything they can to try to get to the front. Oh, as we got one into the wall here, was Gillett. Ryan Gillett to hit the wall, but you've got to be up there when it matters. And right now it matters, but it's not the golden hour per se where you really want to be up there.
Ryan Gillett. Think of Gillette razors, Charles. In that number.
The best 14. The best Army could get?
Yes. Gillette, the best the man can get. You're right.
I don't shave. I just let my beard grow.
Is it?
I'm going for ZZ Top.
Oh my God, you're awesome. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm a sharp dressed man, too.
Every girl crazy about her. So, never mind.
Oh, geez, we're wrecking Wesley. Oh, it was Tortilla. I believe that's how you name it.
It's the 82. That's the 82 machine, and oh my.
Still no caution, though.
No caution. Wow. And now, Sajewski back to the lead. A bob and weave by Counts on the outside. Pillow, Gillette through the block, and there goes Murphy, and he's around. He got into Jacob Pillow, and they're wrecking behind them in the tri-oval.
And
there's the caution now.
Ryan in the 14 was involved in that one. It does look like. No, he wasn't. Berkovitz was definitely involved in it, though.
Caution out.
And
you knew what's going to happen. You knew what's going to happen, Charles. You knew it.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen. The Angry Bunny out front leading this thing. And he made some really little gutsy moves right there. A little bit of contact and then swerves down. Actually, I don't think that was a move. I think he got hooked a little bit and actually saved it. And then just a little pile up back there. And a couple of cars into the wall. Now, I want to look at this from the 93's point of view here as we go aerial view on it. And watch the 93 right here. I don't think he jumped down there. I think he got a little bit of a hook. And that's what kind of set all this into motion. We'll see coming up here just in a second. Right there he goes up. And yeah, it wasn't a gutsy move. It was just a little bit of a hook and it kind of scuffled them around. And they just kind of put all this into motion.
Another wreck, another look at it from up top. Oh boy, oh boy.
And your leader now is Ryan Gillette.
Some really good cars now out of it. Let's take our final network timeout. When we come back, it is a 15-lap shootout here at Daytona. Boy, oh boy, the road to the 500 has not disappointed. Don't forget the 66th running of the real Great American Race. Now that Swift football is over, the Great American Race at Daytona 500 next Sunday. And Charles, we still got to decide a wild one at Daytona. We'll be right back.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Looking to the inside of Turner, trying to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway, nearly does.
Last night the track was very slick. You know, we had 2 good grooves.
But anyway, just another some of that.
There's people in the stands. That means there's people watching.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race on Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Welcome back. Night 3, road to the 500. And Charles, you've got some breaking news as we were going to commercial break.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. We saw that Ryan Gillette missed all of the caution, it looked like, and then all of a sudden was leading and just pulled it to the infield and just left the race. So I'm not sure what happened there with Ryan, if he actually did get some damage and he was going to be out of this race. But the car didn't look bad, but unfortunately he has he's just out. He called it quits for the night.
I wonder if we could possibly get him in our booth before the restart. He might be available. We'll see if he is. Team 14, if he is available.
He is no longer around.
Yeah, he's not even around anymore. Wow. Holy cow.
So not sure what happened there, but he's no longer here with us.
Let's check Matthew here as we'll get ready to go back for a restart coming up. Matthew Berkovitz, it's Wesley and Charles in the broadcast booth. Have you got a copy? It's coming down to the end, obviously. You're up in the front involved in another accident, but
yes.
What's going on with Ryan Gillette? Where did the Bandit go?
He got caught up in that wreck pretty badly.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Now the fast repair was already used up on the 14th.
Correct.
And then that's what we were seeing, Wesley. We didn't see a whole lot of damage, but sometimes we love iRacing, but it doesn't always show us all the damage that could be underneath the hood or something like that. And we were wondering what happened. Just had a solid run and just got up in a wreck.
Before we let you go, Berkovitz, it's about to get wild here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I'm nervous. I'm ready.
Strap in, man. There you go. 31st JTF racer, and of course, you know what happened to the driver of Ryan Gillette and why he is out of it. And Charles, we get ready for a shootout, my friend, and it is still 13 laps to go. When they come back to the Geico restart zone, it's anybody's race here now. And there's new names up in the front.
Yeah, we got some new names up there. Like you said, anybody has a shot in this one. If you're in the top 13, we only lost one, and that was Justin Johnson. But other than that, everybody is still in the top 13 and could win this race. I thought Justin Johnson may get his lap back, but he doesn't. So now it's just a matter of time as we said have 13 to go to figure out who's going to win this one tonight.
Back underway as the virtual thundering herd. Remember, they've got to wait 2 laps before they can go 3 wide. That's something that's been enforced here. And there will be penalties involved if they don't, Charles. You got to remember, look at the big picture here. You can't start going 3 and 4 wide until the end of this lap coming up when they come back around. They got 1 more lap before they can go 3 wide.
Yeah, and that does make it interesting. I still don't think we're going to see too much of it, but we got some scraping the wall back there. I'm not sure who that is. Look like Chia back there. Scraping it, yes, and they got 12 to go. But yeah, they are going to get real dicey now with only 12 laps to go. Yeah, I expect them to turn up the wick, and we're going to light this candle.
Back straight away into turn number 3. They're 12 to go, and Couch, hold on to it there. The 08 machine. Can Couch up high. Saves it. keeping it together to the line. 11 laps to go.
Yeah, next time by 10.
Yes, sir.
And Wesley, you speak of the 10. Justin Johnson that's obviously his number. He's in 14th, but you wouldn't know that by looking at this field. He is duking it out, trying to get his teammate Mike Fahey up to the front to win this thing. So if you can't win it, the next best thing, have your team win.
Ten laps to go. And it is now time to battle and give it all you got. If you're in the back, if you're in mid-pack, Charles, it's time to rally and rush to the front. All you can right now. And there we go. Justin Johnson turned into the pack. And somehow they hold it together. No, they don't. Couch goes around. He turns into the field, into Rogerson. Caution out. 10 to go. Wreck back straight away.
Yeah, we can't say we didn't see that one coming. No, we'll take a look at the replay, we'll just see exactly what happened. But we knew what happened. It's getting wild in Western out on the track now. There's less than 10 to go, and it's exactly what we kind of figured would happen. These guys are making moves that they need to get to the front, and there you see it.
Look at the replay again. My. Look at Couch and others. Under 10 to go, and we are under the yellow flag. Couch involved. Rogerson, nowhere to go. That's happened to him a couple other times. Charles, the proverbial loser Wargax is back. The guy don't have enough balls to tell him what his real name is.
Yeah, I'll just leave him be. No. We got 9 to go. It's been a long weekend. Some good racing. I'm not gonna let him rob that of us. So.
Could we just hit the block button one time? Can we do it just once, please?
No, I'm gonna let him stay. If he wants to time and chat, he can.
I actually really would love for the clown who has to hide behind some ghetto name to explain himself about why he agrees or disagrees about however the broadcast was very unprofessional, or we were not promoting the drivers. I don't get his forte. I don't know. Maybe he's a Swiftie fan. 8 laps to go, Charles, and we're ready to see a shootout here at Daytona, brother. This is going to be good. You literally just re-rack and restack the field. Thank you, Billy Peter Martin. And you literally have put yourself now into a shootout. If you're in the top 15, honestly, and I say this seriously, anybody in the top 15, hell, even Rogerson, Couch, if they're not badly damaged, Charles, you got a shot to get back in this race again.
Yeah, you really do. And with our 5th caution, I'm wondering, no, unfortunately, Justin Johnson is still in the pits, and now he's 2 laps down. We still have 13 on the lead lap, so yeah, I agree. If you're on the lead lap, you've got a chance to win this with probably about 6 laps to go when we take the green. It's going to be a really, really good shootout.
All right. Klein is in the lead. Millett is in second. Charles Torchia is in third.
Yeah, I do hope that is pronouncing his name right. I hope we're not butchering it too bad.
No, I think it is Torchia.
Torchia. Honestly, I hope we are. I like the last name. It's one of those, you get those last names that are difficult to pronounce, but when you figure them out and you know you're getting it right, it's a fun name to say. And that's just one of them that's fun to say.
All right, Chris Klein up in front. That's our Wendy's car.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the little Wendy's. If they were open, I might go there after this.
Yes. Delicious Frosty. Put some French fries in your Frosty.
What?
Yeah. Oh my God, dude! You never put a French fry in your Frosty?
No, I put French fries in my mouth. What good are they going to do me to Frosty? I want them in my mouth so I can eat them.
How about the Taco Bell car? He made a delivery with tacos and came back up.
Yes. And I'm with Billy over here. We got the Taco Bell car. I will always go for some Taco Bell. So any day of the week, tacos are good. I don't know about this whole Taco Tuesday thing. That's overrated. I say Taco Weekday because I could go and get 12 tacos and eat them all day, every day. So let's just make it Taco Day of the week. Whatever day you want or every day. I'm good for it.
Let's set up the restart for you. Chris Klein in the lead. Chris Klein is the leader. Zach Millett, and then Chris Klein. My apologies. Then you've got Jacob Pillow, Byron Torchia. Then you've got Matthew Berkovitz. Matthew Fahey is right there. The real Mike Fahey up in the top 5 again. My pick, Charles. Mason Juski.
Leading the race.
Bad luck had. Yeah, your pick, Chris Klein. Or Zach Millett. Yeah, the Zach Millett car leading the race. No, it was Chris Klein. It was Chris Klein. It was, yeah.
And we got, did someone say French fries and Frosty? Yes, Wesley said French fries and a Frosty. I've never had it. I would just eat the French fries, with a little mustard and ketchup, but...
We're back to green.
Apparently that's a thing, so maybe one day I'll have to try it.
Baconator on a pretzel bun is good as well. You're exactly right. Now remember, Charles, here's my take on this. Remember that 2-lap rule that's enforced? Guess what's about to happen, bud? They're coming to 5 laps to go. Remember that rule? It's out the window at 5 to go. They could start going 3 wide when they come back into turn number 3. When they come to the line, it's 5 to go. They don't have to wait 2 laps. They could literally start going 3 and 4 wide again.
Yeah, and they're already doing it. As they know they're coming to 5 to go, they're going to get wild and western and crazy, and moves are going to be made. And they were technically 3 wide there for about 5th place before they got to the line for 5 to go. So I don't know. They may not throw any penalty for that. It was very close, but they're making contact.
Call caps up the track into some other cars. And they're going into overtime. Oh, my goodness.
I say that. We may not be at overtime yet, Wesley. We'll have to wait and see, because remember, they can run short cautions now.
That's right.
So, I don't know. I think everyone's going to be coming down pit road. Maybe. We've been on stints of 31. Some of that's been under caution, though. So, they did conserve a little bit of fuel. So, this could be a mixed bag here. People down, people not down. Are they going to run the short caution, a full long caution as we watch the replay here, and just a little bit of aggressive racing?
Who's that car right there? The name? Brian Torchia and the other man there. I want to say it was Kenneth Blackburn. All of them involved in that incident. Here you go. And so much for Torchia was in the top 5. He's out of it now. And hey, where's Klein at? Chris Klein fell all the way back to 9th, Charles, when all that happened.
Yeah, not what he wanted for sure, but I'm not sure if he's got any damage. Yeah, he's got some serious damage too. So there ain't many cars out here that don't have some damage. So that's good news for everybody, because they're still, you've got a shot. If everybody's damaged, then you're all not damaged in a sense.
Bandit House Racing chiming in, of course. I believe it's the driver, Ryan Gillette, the Bandit, and unable to finish this race. His finale, and Berkovitz winning for the Bandit. And right now, he is right there in the hunt, in the top 5. As Charles, again, they might try to rush to restart this race. If they make another lap around here, then we know for a fact if they could at least get the one to go, we could see an original 2-lap shootout on the original distance, on the regular distance. And I think that's what they're going to try to do. I think that's what they're going to try to do, Charles.
We'll see. Lights are still on. But looking at my timing and scoring, we are still showing 150 laps the distance. So it looks like, we're going to have a 1 to 2 lap shootout here. This is going to get real interesting.
Can they cut the caution lights on right now, like down the backstretch, and reset this thing and go to green? Or do they have to at least make a whole lap around before they can do it?
The back end of stuff for the admins, they do have stuff where they can say go green, or they can turn it off. They can't cut them now. It will have to be at the line. So it would be this lap and then one more, and then they would go green. So, yes, we could end up with a 1-lap shootout.
A 1-lap shootout. They could be coming to the green flag with the CRN 1 to go. And if they wad them up again, it doesn't matter because they took the white flag. We might not see overtime. We might not see double overtime here, Charles, right?
That is correct. We could potentially avoid it. Like I said, right now my live timing and scoring shows us still at the 150 mark. We'll basically know when we get to the line if we're going to have a shootout or if we're going to go into overtime, shootout number 1.
Do we go for a 1-lap shootout or do we go for double overtime? That's the question that's on the balance because, again, here we go. If they take the white flag, the CRN 1 to go, proudly, Community Radio Network is broadcasting this race at wearecrn.com. By the way, the radio network will have on all podcast platforms the replay of the race in its entirety as well as on YouTube and LSRTV. But Charles, I mean, we got to see it here. Here they come. I mean, let's not speculate till we see it, but if they cut them lights off, we're going to get a 1-lap shootout if this happens. We're finding out right about now.
Nope, we're in overtime. Timing and scoring just went to 151 laps on the distance, so we are officially in overtime doing it.
Yep, it just tripped. I was about to say I don't think that they would try to go for a. I was about to say I don't think they would try to go for a 1-lap shootout here.
So the thing with the iRacing and Daytona, these things, usually there's about 6-lap cutoff. If it would have been on lap 6, then we would have probably seen an original lap 5. It's iffy if they throw the shorter caution, so they opted to just let the caution run out. We're going to see overtime number 1 of 2 here. Things are about to get a little rowdy, I think.
Getting ready for the restart. It is overtime number 1. Let's take a look at the race summary so far. Presented by Virginia811.com, reminding you to dig with care. There it is, 6 cautions, 17 caution laps, 22 lead changes. Charles, there has been less lead changes in the Cup race than we've seen in the trucks and, of course, the Xfinity race the 2 nights before.
I fully expected that with the less car counts. Unfortunately, with Leach, really was hoping to see him here tonight, but didn't realize the time. We were confused on the time. We showed up an hour early. There was a little confusion there, but, it's one of those deals. It stinks. It just kind of is what it is. I feel bad for Leach because I really, really thought he had a shot at getting a hat trick.
Well, we're ready to go in overtime. Number 1, ready here at Daytona. Remember, leader has to take the white flag. If not, we go into overtime number 2 and the final attempt. If they take the white flag, the race is official. Next flag ends the race. Here we go down into turn number 2. Millet in the lead, Pillow right back in it, and they're wrecking on the bottom of them. And they're up in the fence, and they're crashing. And somehow no caution is called yet. We still stay green. Here comes Pillow down to the inside. Charles going to 3 on Millet.
Yeah, sorry, reading Huffy in chat there. But yeah, they're going to be, we knew it was going to get wild. We're coming to the white flag this time. Fingers crossed we can get there, and then we can duke it out to the line. And no, caution is out.
Nope. Caution is out. Yellow flag will fly, and we have got problems bottom of the racetrack. That's Blackburn and company. Braden Reedon as well. Braden Redden in the 24 up under the fence and other cars. Oh boy. Who is this guy? Is that Couch? That's Ken Couch. I thought he was just about to plow into the back of Kenneth Blackburn here. Look at this.
Oh,
Blackburn
that was
again.
intentional.
Oh, yeah.
That was straight up intentional.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah, he just wrecked Redden.
I mean, there is no question about it. We won't know officially, but we'll say unofficial. That looked intentional.
Let's see it again. On board with Bob. Let's go on board with Blackburn.
Well, there's that. That didn't bring out the caution.
In front of him. Yeah, that's nothing to do with that.
So
there's
that
couch spots on the super stretch. Watch this though.
Yeah, you'll see. Unless we can see a different perspective from that view, it looked quite intentional. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're gonna say about it, man. It looked intentional. We won't say it is, but it definitely looked like it was from that point of view.
Well, there's a look at what happened. And now we go into overtime.
Voice is not recognized.
Overtime. Somebody's voice is not recognized. That's all I know.
So apparently the studio TV decided it wanted to turn on. Sorry about that, folks. The studio TV decided it wanted to try to recognize my voice. So I'm not sure what it thinks it's doing, but it's been a long time since we've seen Huffy in chat, but yes, I did jinx him all the time with the commentator's curse. But good to see you back in chat. This is it, Wesley. Next flag, either whether it's the white or checkered or yellow, it's ending this race.
No, you're right. You're exactly right. And we'll see what happens here as, again, we have reached, if you will, the culmination of everything that has been the road to the 500. And it all comes down to this. And only fitting that we're literally getting ready to, prepare for another race, Charles. It's going to, come down to the wire, double overtime, right? I mean,
yeah,
we've literally back 380 miles in this thing when we come to the restart.
Yeah, we go into overtime in the Super Bowl, so why not? Let's go into overtime here in the race too. And this is the first overtime we've had out of the weekend.
Of the weekend, yep.
And that says a lot because we've had 37 and then around 33 the next night, and 22 here tonight. And it's the first time we've had to go to a double overtime or even an overtime. So while it does, they had to go overtime. That's not good, but pretty good 1 or 2 overtimes out of 6 chances of going to overtime in 3 nights of racing. So props off to these guys.
And by the way, don't forget coverage of iRacing on LSRTV. Gets back to it again, Wednesday, Valentine's Day. Full Throttle Racing Series, correct, right, Charles?
Yeah, we got a packed week. It was only 2, but still some good racing. And once the Northwest comes in, we got a lot coming in here in the next couple of weeks. So subscribe and hit the little bell, get notified, because lots of great racing coming up.
It'll be a fun one. Obviously, the Full Throttle Racing Series to kind of save Charles gets fired up this Wednesday night, Valentine's Day. The finale, final couple of weeks of the, if you will, the Sim Racer Hub Winter Challenge Series will be back for their last 2 weeks next Tuesday night, because they're taking off this upcoming Tuesday. And then of course, moving into round 6 at Bristol for the Stars and Stripes Racing League. So there was a lot of cool things that are coming up, but obviously the Northwest Racing Series, Cup and Truck, or Xfinity Truck, we don't really know what their plans are yet. And man, a lot of cool things for sure, Charles. And I want to say thank you to, of course, Justin Johnson, Lonestar Racing, LSR Gaming X. Thank you to them for allowing us to continue to be a part of working with this relationship, and hopefully this is just the start of things to come, man, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. Congrats to Huffy in there over in chat, just letting us know.
Huffy.
Yeah, Huffy, he's a long-time sim racer, but just like he's now working for Stewart Haas Racing. So
cool.
Yeah, a big shout out to him. That's a big accomplishment in life. So I don't know, I think Pello may have this. He's got that Taco Bell machine out front.
Hold it together, though. Here comes Mason Juski on the bottom.
Caution's out.
And Burnett's there. There's a yellow flag, and this is going to end it. They will not come back to the white flag. It'll be the caution flag. The white flag will now wave. This race will end under yellow. Jacob Pillow, anybody that loves tacos, the taco car is winning the road to the 500 finale. Free tacos for everybody from Jacob Pillow on Tuesday.
Should we declare that as fake news first?
This race is over, Charles. They took the white flag. Obviously, can we put the logo up? It's the CRN one to go. There you go. 40 tells that we are CRN.com. And of course, we are audio casting, broadcast the race. And we are CRN.com as well. And Charles, this race is over, man. When they come back around to the line, listen to this. A D-licensed driver with a 2.48 average is about to beat A-class racers here at Daytona in the road to the 500 in double overtime.
That's what I was talking about earlier. You know, yeah, iRating does mean something, but some of these guys, if he's a D class, that means he technically a 2.48, almost 2.5. He could probably get that up to a C if he wanted to. You know, he doesn't have the greatest of iRating. Only 516, quite low actually, but that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter when you're doing hosted or you know, league races. You know, maybe he has horrible luck in those races, but when he comes to here, he does good. So it's one of those deals you can't judge a book by its cover at all.
And the race is over. Jacob Pillow is the winner of the road to the 500. Brandon Majeski will finish in second. Zach Millett will finish in third. My. And they are wrecking under caution. I don't know what that's all about, Charles.
I think there's just getting the frustration out, having a little fun time as we'll see Pillow do it. And I'm not sure we're going to get to see our 3-car burnout because I'm not sure all 3 cars are still in the race.
No, they're not. No, Gillette's gone, and I think Tinkler's gone. It's just Berkovitz that's left. And well,
we do get to see the Taco Bell delivery car do some.
Yeah, man. Yeah. By the way, I was joking with everybody about free tacos for everybody from of course, Mr. Jacob Pillow.
Unless he happens to be like the CEO of Taco Bell or something.
You're exactly right. Hashtag fake news. Unless, but according to somebody on the broadcast feed, they're saying that he literally made a delivery via Uber and dropped off some Taco Bell to somebody before he won the race. So, yeah. Good things come to those who love tacos.
Yeah.
And Mexican pizza, right?
Everybody's just going to follow the pace car. And I don't think we're going to do any burnouts.
That's the smart thing to do. That's the smart thing to do. By the way, time of race, 2 hours and 25 minutes and 22 seconds when this race took the checkered flag. And sim time, 3 hours and 50 minutes. Jacob Pillow is the winner of the Road to the 500 finale for the NexGen Cup cars for Lonestar Racing. And here is a look at the results. Jacob Pillow, again, the winner. Brandon Majewski went away to come back to the field of the 93 after having some bad luck in the start. Zach Millett, your pick, will finish in the 3rd spot. Keaton Burnett will finish in 4th. Mike Fahey, the real Mike Fahey, will finish in 5th. Chris Klein, Matthew Berkovitz for 31st. JTF Racing. Big thanks to Ryan Gillette. Good luck in all your future endeavors. He was representing that team in 7th. Ken Couch, Patrick Kopp, Robert Vernwall. Right now, Charles, your top 10.
Yeah, and the rest of the field, Robert Smith, Dustin Rogerson, Tom Barish, Kenneth Blackburn, Darren Jones, Brian Torchia. I mean, again, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that right.
It's Torchia.
Derek Welch did not have the night he wanted here in that one machine. Braden Reed, Justin Johnson, again, didn't have the night he pretty much deserved. He had a good car, just did not turn out. Same thing with Ryan Gillette, rounding out the field. Christian Tinkler didn't have the night he wanted, as well as Shane Miller, rounding out your 22 car field here tonight.
And for the final time tonight, let's take a look at the Genia811.com race summary, reminding you to dig with care here in Daytona. 8 cautions. All right, my over-under was 8 and 8. And tonight, I think I said, did I say 10? I think I did. Anyhow, 10 last night, 8 cautions tonight. For a total of 26 cautions in 3 nights of racing with the LSR Road to the 500. So, and there's a look at the sponsors one more time. Thanks to 31st Joint Task Force. Thank you also to the Military Racing Ninja helmet. I like that. You like it too, Charles.
I do.
You like it. I know you do. DTR Simulator. Thanks also to Swift Energy Drink, not the Blonde Bimbo, and LSR Gaming X on Twitch, Facebook, and Discord, of course. All right, coming up, post-race wrap-up. By the way, Charles, another thing in the race summary, if you saw it, only 23 lead changes tonight. That is literally half of what we saw in the truck race and the Xfinity race. Of course, the last couple of nights.
Yeah, it's quite a few less, but I still think the racing was probably just as good, if not better, tonight.
Coming up, we'll grab the top 3. Don't go anywhere. Post-race and the LSR Road to the 500 from Daytona. This is iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, the Community Radio Network. Back here at Daytona, and it is time for the Road to the 500 NexGen Cup Series post-race wrap-up here at Daytona on iRacing on LSRTV and CRN. Let's grab the winner. Double overtime, caution coming out before they even were able to take the white flag. I told you the race would be official. And Jacob Pillow, the sheriff, the winner of this Cup race, and plenty of tacos. Are you a Taco Bell man? You like tacos, Jacob?
Absolutely, man. Taco Bell for the win.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite tacos?
Man, I'll have to say just plain beef tacos. Absolutely.
Just plainly, yeah.
Yep.
I got you. I'm a fan of the Mexican pizza.
Man, they don't ever have it over here. Not gonna lie.
Well, Bud, let's talk racing now. What was your take of this race, and what did it take to overcome some of the trials and tribulations you had virtually throughout the night for almost 2.5 hour marathon to be here at the end and get the win?
Well, I started by all weekend keeping an eye on the stream, watching everybody, and seeing how everybody raced. Going into it, I knew I had a good draft partner to kind of help me, being Braden Redden. So I knew he was going to help me a little bit and teach me. And so we went through with that, and man, I just tried to keep up front as best as I could. And obviously it didn't turn out very well at one point, but by God, we got back up front. So.
Well, you kind of stole my question there, but one, I love the taco car. That makes me want to go to Taco Bell now and get some tacos after this race because I haven't had dinner yet. But something, you were up there all night putting on a battle, and did the strategy change throughout this race? Because it seemed like we were going to go forever. We weren't going to get any cautions, and then all of a sudden a string of cautions together. So did that strategy of pitting, not pitting, tires, no tires, did that change at all as we got into these later cautions into the race?
A little bit. So as the race went on, I was keeping an eye on fuel. The car was just perfect. I mean, I was not feeling any tire wear. So I was just keeping an eye on fuel. As soon as I seen I had enough to complete the race, I decided I'm staying out the rest of the race. So.
Well, Jacob, before I let you go, man, thank your sponsors, and obviously, is this one of the biggest wins of your career? And I got to ask you, why is your license rating a D when you were beating A-class drivers?
Okay, so first off, we're going to thank Taco Bell, of course. Not an official sponsor, but absolutely love the color scheme. I do want to thank Braden, Justin for inviting me and letting me come along here, and everybody who supported me along the way. And then also, with that one, I've been on iRacing for probably about a year, maybe a little bit less here and there. Started on a G29, now I'm on a Moza R5, and I have been in leagues before on PlayStation doing actual GT road course racing with the GT3 cars. Gotcha. And I have turned my attention towards oval racing, and obviously I'm okay at it, so figure I'll stay with it. And I get wrecked a lot, so it's gonna be honest.
Big win. So this is the biggest win of your career, right?
Oh, hands down. Yep.
Well, congratulations, man. Daytona can't take this one away from you. Jacob Pillow, winner here in the Taco Bell 57. You got permission. Taco Tuesday all week this week, man. Tacos, burritos, beef burritos, empanadas. What do they call them? Little twisty things. Yeah, all that for you, brother. All that for you. Good job.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, guys.
Brandon Mason-Jeski is on the line now. Mason-Jeski is on the line. He will finish in second, the 93 Ford. And Mason-Jeski, what a way to battle back up and be back in the race through adversity. You had your share of bad luck as well, and you'll finish in second.
Yeah, we've had bad luck all weekend, but we just kind of stuck with it, put our head down, got up there. I told Jacob after we got that caution, he spun off my nose. I didn't even know that he ended up getting into me earlier, and we were just trying to catch the leaders. And I told him after we got the caution, I said, I'm going to push you to the win, or at least push you to the lead. So I'm just glad that I could follow through with that promise.
Well, we watched all the race long, and you were up there at the front having a good run. First off, just congrats on it, and hopefully, I'm going to get it out. Wesley didn't say it, but I hope we didn't butcher the name too bad. Hopefully we got it right. But same thing. This is a big weekend, and to finish the what we're considering the big final race of the weekend to get a top 3. Is to put a little wind in yourselves to go into maybe a NIS official race or even the next big hosted race or league race you do, a little bit of a confidence booster.
Oh yeah, absolutely. With Daytona coming up through the week, we're going to be doing a lot of A Opens. We're going to be trying to catch a few of the Daytona 500s, and it's just really good to see some of the strategies play out that we were trying to work with. And I didn't have too many people helping me out on the track there, but we worked a couple things, and I think I got a good handle on it coming into this next week.
All right. Well, Bud, I tell you what, you were definitely down and out for sure. What did it take to bounce back up and bounce back, if you will? And this has got to be like a win for you. I'm sure you did not want to see that caution flag come out when you were going to 3.
Yeah, we didn't want to see the caution. I think we could have raced it out, maybe made a move here and there, but first and foremost was just getting in the position. So that was pushing Jacob, and big congrats to him for holding on to it, because some guys can't take pushes, and sometimes it's a little awkward, but we did what we could do.
Well, Bud, before I let you go, thank your sponsors, man.
Yeah, man, I want to thank first and foremost LSR for putting the big show on this week, and 31st JTF for helping support and kind of sponsoring everything. Obviously, we got Bumper Thumper, we've got Race Tool Direct, we got Ryko Performance on the car. So huge thank you to all those guys that help us do what we can do.
Well, Bud, there you go. Brandon Masajewski will come back in the race and climb 11 spots and put that 493 in the number 2 position. Zach Millett in the 315 will finish in 3rd. How about the fast food chains? Taco Bell in victory lane, Wendy's in 3rd. Zach, you're taking this car. What a way to battle back, and the Chevrolet will finish in 3rd place tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a crazy race. There was a lot of things going on, and basically was just trying to stay clean. And I think I was the only one without any incident points tonight. Just trying to survive.
We talked about that survival. It's kind of general same question. It didn't look like a survival race early on. It was some really good racing, really clean racing. Then it got spread out. Then Wesley opened his big mouth and caused a caution. That's got this field back together. And then there were some cautions after that. So was it more of a Sunday cruise out there? You thought it was going to be, smooth sailing, just kind of bide your time till the end until those cautions came. And then once you started getting a few, what was the mindset other than, I've got to get through this?
Basically it just comes down to fuel. You got to make sure you got enough gas to get to the end and stay out of the carnage, basically. It's most of these, super speedways are all the same. It's always the same race. It's just trying to survive and not get into somebody else's wreck and hope the guy behind you doesn't turn you. And if you could do all 3 of those, usually you're going to come out with a podium.
Well, Zach, what did it take to come back and somehow rally through this event like Pillow, like Masajewski did? Man, you're the comeback kids in this race at Daytona, the road to the 500. What did it take to persevere and literally find a way to come back through the podium? And obviously it's got to be, humbling, because you could have went out like a lot of really good contenders were earlier in this race for sure.
Yeah, I had a lot of good friends in this race, a lot of guys from a couple different leagues. I got a lot of the NTRL guys. I had Chris Klein, Barish, DW, Torch, a lot of the LSR guys I've raced a lot in the past, Fahey, Couch, Keaton, Burnett, JJ. So I had a lot of people that I knew I could race close with, and as long as I stuck by them, I felt pretty good about things. And strategy-wise, I feel like if the race stayed green, we would have been golden. And once we got to the end and had enough gas, we were kind of good then too. So without them, it's pretty hard to do any of it.
Well, Bud, before we let you go, thank your sponsors, man. Good job on the podium.
Thanks, man. I got to thank you guys, LSRTV, for broadcasting. I got to thank JJ and Drew for getting me in last second. I appreciate that. I was kind of a last second, get the day off type of thing, and they got me a league invite and got me in this thing, so big thanks to those guys. And all of LSR for everything they do. HBRTV, Track Bar Media, HBRShops.com, Castle Products, Brandon Minnick Trailers. I got to thank, let's see, Martin Sports, Amco Transmissions, and shoot me follow over on Twitch at ThatS4Guy.
Well, there you go. And when it's all said and done, again, that's Zach Millett finishing in third, Mason Juski second, and the winner of the Road to the 500 inaugural event for the Cup Cars at Daytona, Jacob Pillow. Charles Wooten, we have reached the end of the rainbow, brother. It has been a fun 2 hours and 3 days of racing. What are we doing? What are you doing to me?
We still got one more. We're going to talk to Justin, get his final thoughts on this weekend.
There we go. Justin Johnson, man. What do you got for us before we go bon voyage? And as I was going to say, it's been a fun 72 hours and 3 great nights of racing for sure in the Road to the 500.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess everything worked out the way they wanted it, I guess. Trying to give people a chance to just get ready for next week. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it.
I definitely know we enjoyed it here in the booth, and looking forward to the next event. Any ideas when that might be, Justin, or is it like we do at LSRTV? We just kind of fly by the seat of our pants.
There is something in the works possibly for autism awareness coming up in April for Autism Awareness Month. If this kicks off, it will be to get people ready for the 6 hours of the Glen. So we'll be back to doing a multi-class event, for 6 hours at Watkins Glen, with the money going towards autism awareness.
Justin, before we let you go, buddy, let everybody know that just the work that goes behind putting these events. Obviously, we broadcasted on LSRTV the 6 hours on the road course for New Year's Bash. We covered that 6 hours going into the new year. I still blow people's mind away that we covered a broadcast in 4 time zones to ring in the new year. And in addition to that, doing this event, and obviously it's got to be a bigger undertaking instead of a 6 hour race to do 3 days of racing for sure.
It's definitely a lot of work, guys. All the promoting that I do, the amount of messages that I get and I have to kind of respond to, and then we get a lot of newcomers that are trying to figure out how to accept league invites. It's just there's so much behind the scenes that I do, trying to get money in, send money out. It's just, there's a lot. So I'm going to take a break until probably April and just focus on NIS and try to get ready for that, see if we can't move up in the points there.
All right, brother. Well, Justin, thanks, man. And hopefully you can have a better outcome for your next race. I mean, there were so many times you were in the hunt, could have done this and won that, and just kind of had some things happen.
Unfortunately, we got up to the front, and I told y'all we'd be contenders, and got up there and led a lot of laps, and unfortunately, a wreck happens, and you get hit for passing under yellow because somebody wants to hang back because their car is blown up. So,
there you go.
I don't know. I'm just assuming that that's what happened, but they sure did take their sweet time getting up there, and I got hit with that. So, we don't play favorites over here, so I even had to go in and suffer the penalty, and just everything was downhill after that. So.
I appreciate that, because supposedly some guy named Wargax or whatever his name is on YouTube was trying to say that we were showing nothing but favoritism to you, and I still am puzzled that Charles is supposedly showing favoritism and I'm showing favoritism to just you. But whatever it is, brother, thank you for letting us do it, rock and roll, and we'll try to put together another bigger and better one coming up next year for the 2nd annual Road to the 500.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for everything y'all do, man.
You're awesome. Twitch, LSR Gaming X, of course, Discord, Facebook, and at LSRTV at Siren Sports, Facebook, X, Instagram as well. And Charles Wooten again. Now, as I said, we reached the end of the rainbow. Done. 3 races. Your take of everything, my friend. Charles, are you there?
Yep. Yes. Sorry. It's been a good couple of nights of racing, and I'm looking forward to the next event.
Yes, sir. Definitely. It was a good one. And, of course, congratulations to Connor Leach, the Truck Xfinity winner. And, of course, tonight it is the Taco Man, the Sheriff Jacob Pillow winning in the Cup race here at Daytona. As always, the replays will be up on all of our outlets and replays on YouTube and, of course, on the Community Radio Network as well for the radio call tonight. Of course, for Rocket Racing Media, for Jacob Stabnow, Charles Wooten in the booth, I'm Wesley Outland. Thank you to Justin Johnson, LSR Gaming X, and we congratulate again Justin Pillow, the winner of the Road to the 500 from Virtual Daytona with the NexGen Cup cars. And remember, football's over. Strap in. Racing season back again next Sunday in the 66th running of the Great American Race at the real World Center of Racing. Good night from Virtual Daytona. Thank you for tuning in and checking us out.